away from me and then say it. All right, welcome to Draw 2, the original 16 Bonspiel here at the Calgary Curling Club. I'm Rob Lane, one of your commentators. I'm here with local curling legend Terry Meek in the booth. Terry, thanks for joining me today.
No problem, Rob. It should be a fun one this afternoon. Two good young teams building their way up the ladder.
For sure. Yeah, so we got Team Jacques. They're a new combo team this year out of Edmonton and Calgary. And Team Peters out of Manitoba, I think it is.
Yeah, Peters lost the semifinal last week out in an MCT event, and Jacques won in Airdrie here a couple weeks ago, so maybe they're heating up at this time of year.
For sure. All right. And
see who got hammer out here.
Yeah.
They were both close on their draws. Things are running pretty fast out there, 15 plus in the button draws anyway.
And looks like Team Peters got hammer, so the Jacques team is going to lead us off. And lead for the Jacques team is Ethan Drysdale.
Yeah, Ryan's got a different team this year, so new luck. Saw him on tour a couple of years ago, a few times. Good thrower, and Ryan Parent playing third, plays here at our club as well, so very good young player.
Yeah, I'd like to say some nice things about him, but he beat me in the Premium League earlier this year, so I'll reserve comments
Mine's good.
A little bit later on.
Oh, we can hear the sweepers pretty good.
Mine's good.
First one down there, looks like they're trying
15-7.
Trying to get this one
At least full 8.
into the house.
Hard iron, full 8. Good sweep.
That comes from the Rob Krebs playbook out of the U of A.
Yeah, right into the house first off. For anybody out on YouTube, we were having some audio issues this morning, so don't hesitate to jump on the chat and just let us know if the audio is coming through. We've got some test machines up here, and I think it's coming through okay, but would love to hear your comments and feedback, so don't hesitate to throw us a chat and let us know.
Peters is trying to get a corner guard up here.
Oh, she's got
Sliding a little tight. It is pretty slick right out of the gate, but he stopped short, so good looking corner.
Yep.
Lots of curl to the ice. See if you get a little more here off the center line than you do to the middle.
Yeah, we had good curl in the game this morning, so and the ice makers are out doing a great job prepping between games, so I'm expecting to see a lot of curl and some pretty keen ice.
Line's good. Okay, line's good.
Trying to get this one tight this time.
Line's good. Little room.
You hear that communication going back and forth between the skip and the sweepers. Really helped to try and nail down the placement of those rocks. It makes a difference if you can get them in the right place, a little tighter, makes it harder to go around and chase them.
Yep, for sure. We are playing with the center line no tick rule in this event, so that rock on the center line cannot be ticked now.
Tight. A little bit tight.
Looks like trying to get a little freeze on that top 8-foot rock. Don't want to bounce off. This looks really good.
Yep. Just a touch of a bump, but
nice shot.
Pretty much perfect.
I think it was just up here. Top 12. Got a good angle on it.
That's where you start getting that cluster on the center line, and then you got to decide later if you're going to blow it up or try and jiggle around. With that no-tick rule, it sure changes a lot of things. It makes it really precise.
Yeah. You know, these first 4 stones really, you got to get them in the right spot. If you don't set up those first 4 stones, your skip is looking at a circus shot. Might not be happy, and it's amazing how much it's increased the importance of those first 4 stones at the end.
This one stopped a little high, but it does make a double guard on that situation, which isn't too bad. A lot of A lot of teams might even play it up there intentionally, so I think he missed the right way. Looking to open it up. Peter's second, Sean flat.
Peter's team is happy to be playing up the middle, and they're not worried about getting a second shot or shot rock over behind their outside guard. They'll leave that for now.
Pretty nice shot.
Yeah, nice run back
Always
there.
Might even keep that red around the edge there. That's a bit of a bonus.
That's
that yellow.
That's a
great,
great shot. Yeah.
Now you got another corner guard on the other side, and that yellow looks a little lonely.
A little lonely. Yep.
Step 5. Let's go thick. At least roll it open.
Try to run back and roll in.
Back. Whoa. Clean. Hard.
Good solid pace, but not a real heater.
Yeah, he didn't overthrow that. Nice catch by Ryan there.
Just needed to be a little thicker on it.
Yep.
They didn't sweep that early, so they might have caught a little fresh pebble out there, out in the wide spots.
Yeah. Peters would be happy with a nice little hit and roll here and split the house and walk this to a deuce.
You open that fine.
Some teams might even just go around the corner right now.
You could do that, yep, for sure.
Sticking around here is good. I mean, that other rock's in a pretty safe position.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on
Hard
your
double.
confidence level of your hit and roll, or do you just prefer the draw, right? Hit and rolls are never easy. They're always a little bit more precise, but
yeah, percentage make is quite a bit lower, although they've gotten a lot better at it now with the spinny soft weight throws.
yep. He was looking to roll the other side, but I guess they're
Still
not
pretty
really. There's a double there, but it's not an easy one. So
Yeah, pretty good shape. W roll out, I think.
Yep.
So. Ryan Parent throwing here.
Clean. Hard.
Looks like a nice bumper weight.
Hard. Hard. Hard angle. Pretty. 10 volt.
parent family's fully involved in curling. Kevin, the dad's coaching this team. Leslie, the mom, was helping volunteer this morning. She was running sound for us. And Ryan's sister, Lisa, she's out in Vancouver right now, but she's previously competed in our Autumn Gold Curling Classic. So just a great curling family.
Yeah, you see a lot of that. Some of the names out there now are probably the kids, the guys I used to play. So you see that too.
That happens to us, doesn't it, Terry?
Or still play sometimes.
Or sometimes still play.
Foolish enough.
Old age and treachery beats youth and enthusiasm every time.
On occasion.
On occasion.
That's a tricky angle for the double, but there's not a lot to choose from here. You could try and roll behind that corner. Pretty tough to get it just right.
Yeah, that would be a tough roll to. You're running out of rings on that roll, right?
So I'm gonna give this a go with Peel. He said so. So going straight for the double, not thinking about sticking around anywhere.
Yeah. Just get yourself out of trouble at this point.
Mm-hmm. If you don't get it, you're setting up a chance for three.
Clean, hard, hard, hard. Good sweep.
Little tight on that one, didn't get the double.
Again, coming down the center line just early in the game there's always a lot of pebble there.
Yep.
And you tend to underread that. It's hard to make a guess on it, but they sometimes grab a little more even with the peel weight.
Right. And you really don't want to flash that either, so make sure you get rid of one.
I'd say that would be a poor choice, yeah.
That would be a poor choice.
So now I think going in behind the high corner, not the tight corner. Lots of room around this guard.
Yep.
And it should bust for him once they get across center.
High is good. Up here is good. Line's fine.
Yep. Curling really nice here. Just
Good.
walking it in. Just above tee, right where they want it.
Freezing that anyway.
Would have liked a foot higher, but that's dead behind the guard,
Chase,
and
you might as well.
it is in
Go
front of
for
the
it.
tee, so you got to make a corner
knows
freeze.
it's
It's a
okay.
really tricky one, and if you click off, you're giving up 3.
Ideally, yeah. Let's do it.
If you got the line, you can bump them a hair, but it really is all about staying in front of that rock, because any amount of rock that's exposed, Peters can probably get rid of it.
Yeah.
And keep the shooter for his deuce at the
Got
very least.
14-5 on theirs. Just
So
corner
Parent
freeze.
in a little bit of trouble here, needs
We
to
can
make
give
a
it
good
tiny
shot.
bump, but want to stay in front.
They didn't look at going down to the other one and cutting them down to 2, but
Sounds good.
it would have been a new spot to them too. So
Yes. And I think that yellow
You
guard
just saw
kind of
this.
in the
5 on
way
theirs,
as
so
well.
maybe a little
It's in
slow
your
to
eye
draw
for
the
sure.
button path, but shouldn't be
see
too
what he
far off.
gets. He just watched
Do it.
this one. Not doing much to it yet.
Yeah, no, the sweepers are being pretty quiet. They're
The
not,
line doesn't look bad.
Right.
no, got to keep the line. I think that's over curled on him.
Boy, yeah, it did.
That really busted hard.
Again,
That's unfortunate.
probably a little pick, but maybe just a little fresh pebble too.
It
Again,
could be
coming
just a
off
fresh pebble. Yeah, that was the first time. This morning they were busting late. The Rocks were making a big move late,
Right.
so teams need to be aware of that.
Yeah, he was across the center line earlier on that one
Yeah, but I just mean
than
if
the
we
Peters team.
Yep.
I don't know, from our angle, we can't see the guard up there, so there we are. It'd be a tricky one to chase on the outside because you don't want to raise it back on your own.
Right.
go,
Yeah, the
here,
one
Chris.
consolation for the Jakes team is at least he is second shot right now. So
I gave you there.
Might be a bit of a saver, but yeah, if they lock another one on here, I guess Jakes would probably have to angle raise that yellow
the yellow.
into that situation. So they'll try and probably just come even with the yellow rather than dead freezing on the red.
Yep.
You guys like this or do you like
Take away the raise
in
and
the 4-foot?
make him think hard about what he's going to do.
Their other choice could be to go straight open, and you know you're going to get 2
Okay.
if
Yep.
you just go to the 4-foot on the other side. But I like the aggressiveness here. I mean, it could even result in 4 if it goes wrong for Jakes here.
Off your back.
That might be a little bit of familiarity with the club, familiarity with the ice as to when you decide to go aggressive like this, or if you decide to just take it easy and just hit the open one. Yep. Or sorry, draw to the open side. I mean.
And I think this is the first
Just
game here
off
for both teams.
Well,
take-
other than Ryan and Ethan do play here on
Yeah,
Wednesday
in the league,
nights
yeah.
in the league, but yes, this is first game for both of them.
Oh, that one's going too.
That busted hard. So we're getting some late finish out there for sure.
I think they got it in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, I think they are second shot.
This is pretty good. Yeah. This isn't bad either. Like, you stick it gear. It's still pretty good.
Jakes can still tap that yellow one up.
I agree. Just through it too.
I think you just freeze
Little
down there,
more
yeah.
ice. Yeah. Once it gets
No.
across center.
You do that, you might leave a double on the 2 yellows, but if you try and play that hit and you don't get it just right, you spin open, you know, and it's a pretty easy 3.
Yeah. Freeze it right on there.
We got some fireworks here early anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
No, there's no shortage of rocks in play, and somebody's going to score.
A lot of this set up by that good run back by the second, where he opened everything up and the freeze from the lead, so that they could run it back and hit into it early in the end. The forgotten man up there, Rob, the lead man.
After 2 rocks?
That's we appreciate the shout out for the leads.
There's no tap. We can't even really move the red one on this one. So. Yeah, maybe a foot more. Let's do it.
Ryan does need to make a good one here, so.
Yeah, they don't want this to cross the center line too early or it's trouble.
No bounce.
Keep a nice clean on it. I like that technique.
Real.
Starting to go on him a little bit. Those
He's
line's
pretty
really good.
here. He doesn't want to bounce.
He's going to
I
click.
think he's okay. Just a touch of a bounce.
Great sweep. Nice.
Is that good enough? Might be. I guess, yeah, there is an outside.
Try that double.
That double, yep.
Don't jam it on your own. That would be a flip.
That would, yes.
It's a pretty skinny double because you got it. You're probably looking at a quarter, third of a rock there.
I was going to say, you got to hit that thinner than you think, don't you?
Yep. I don't think they can chase it around the out-turn side now. No, you get the red. I get a chance for a big.
Sometimes they cut in and out, so we'll just keep going with it, and it might work again.
Get a chance for big end early in a game. It can really get you off to a great start, and usually worth the risk reward.
Yes. This morning we had what I called a birdie to a bogey. Venance wrecked on a guard and wound up giving a 3 instead of taking the end to a blank. So
great shot. Oh, that was.
I
going
think
out.
that was going out anyways.
So I think he gets 2.
Yeah.
That's pretty decent. Decent hit there.
Can I call that one birdie to a par? And
I think 2 was pretty good after Jacques put that rock in that
yes,
place.
That was a pretty good spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so 2 for Team Peters after end 1. Just taking a look around the rink here. I don't see too many scores up. Over on sheet 8, we got Team Bryce versus Liang, and looks like Team what's that? Yellow is Team Bryce. Team Bryce scored 2 in the first end on sheet 8. All right, back in action here, second end. Peter scored 2 in the first end, and our lead from Team Peters is up.
Really well played end there. You know, the initial shots, as I said, were really well placed by both teams, and then a big turnaround shot there by the second man to really make the end open up, and a much better situation for the Peters team. Now they're coming in here because they're ahead, and we'll see if Jacques plays the hit and roll in the late corner, or they're going to go straight for a corner, it looks like.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's the second option. A lot of teams try. You just move it off the center line with your first one, and then you can still throw a corner guard up with your second. This is a more aggressive play.
Line's good.
Being down 2.
Line skate, yeah, hard. Get
This
it
is
over.
looking a little bit short.
Yeah, maybe still a bit of a fresh
Keep
spot
going.
there.
Yeah. He'll
Okay, that's
just
good.
get across, but just.
Over-curling a bit. Might throw a second one.
Okay.
So with that high guard there, they might throw, the second corner in behind that.
Yeah, you could see a tight 1-3.
There's enough curl on this ice to make that useful.
Apologies, looks like one of our microphones on the players cut out, so we might be losing a little bit of sound from the ice level, but that's okay. Terry and I will try and keep you entertained here for the rest of the game. So
It is nice to be able to hear what they're calling
it is.
or what they're worried about, that kind of thing. That was it's a good depth, but kind of set up a funny angle.
Yeah, he doesn't really like those angles. It's not great for him, but still in control, and he's got control of that scoring area for now. So
So Jake's going around.
is he calling the 3
high
guard?
corner.
Sorry, I didn't see that.
He's calling, the double guard. On
Double
the
guard
side.
on that side.
It's good.
It's interesting to see how teams have adopted the double guard on the same side versus across from each other. I mean, obviously that one's quite high, so you wouldn't go straight across in this instance, but that as a skip trying to decide, do I put my guards on the same side or do I split them on each side of center, right?
15-6.
Yeah, and a lot of it is the amount of curl you're getting on the ice. In this case, there's a big curl to the wing. So the second, and he just dropped the first guard a little high. So I think they're just going to try and make use of it.
Yep, exactly.
Now we'll see it capped up. And then Jakes will have to try and open. Hard to guard them both, though. You want to, I would think, favor the side here where he could roll behind the corner.
That seems to make the most sense, yep. Looks like the lead from the Peters team, Emerson's got a fan on YouTube. Nice to have you join us. Thanks for doing that. Anybody on YouTube, do us a favor, share this with your friends. We'd love to have as many viewers and listeners as possible.
So they got all the way to the center line there, so that does expose this outside red. You can make a hit and roll and move the other one off from in behind the guard. So a little, I'm going to say, bumper weight kind of shot.
Yep.
They've got their own language there.
Whoa! Whoa! Go! Go! Go!
They're trying to make this one move.
Go! Almost there.
It's close.
Oh, they really did get it going. Ended up with maybe hack weight, but it becomes a pretty useful shot.
12-2.
Pretty good shot, yeah.
You keep the shooter around and you wiggle those two reds. A little more weight they might have been able to get.
Great roll. I think it's
both
about
behind.
half covered behind those guards as well, so.
Yeah.
Might be able to see a sliver from the.
That'd be a tough one to chase.
That
I mean,
would
I
be,
think on this ice you could if you played just back line if you had to.
Yep.
But with those two rocks, he's sitting first and second. Good play here. He's going to play this yellow and open it up and try and roll in. The other shot you could play is come around that center guard. You're going to leave a couple rocks T-line or just a shade deeper than T-line there.
Yep.
But the percentage on making your draw is probably a fair bit higher than a hit and roll. They're up 2 though, so cleaning up a little bit isn't a bad idea. Oh, got the front guard. That's not as good. So I didn't see if he tipped that early and just got across the center line too soon, or if he threw a little less weight than what they were expecting. But that missed by quite a lot, actually.
That'd be really good.
Yeah.
12-5.
So it gives the Jakes team a little bit of an out here. If he can make a nice little hit and roll here and take back control of the scoring area.
Yeah, they're in decent position now. Only problem is if he rolls, he's going to be right on the button and they can freeze to him, but
Could.
Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
And of course, it is a red rock that's running up on the guard that he could run back if he absolutely had. A little bit of a long run, but
got that
Whoa,
too.
whoa, straight. 12-3.
okay, rolled out just a hair,
half
left a
rock.
double back, yeah,
Half rock double here.
half rock double. Okay,
He will be behind T line, so it's still not bad for Jacques, and he could even roll up off of that yellow. But going behind that corner, he's not going to be shot rock. Very nice.
great shot. Hit, roll, remove the opposition stone, and sit behind cover. Not a bad plan. I guess it's exposed, 3/4 exposed, but Ryan's calling the run back split.
Yeah, if you go behind the center, they got the red to run back at you.
You ever like that?
And you're going to get forced with those two reds split around the house. So this is good call. It's not the easiest shot, but
Okay, just on 4.
okay. Going with the simpler shot. If you get a run back and they roll out, then you can consider, you know, if you want to try and tuck around the corner and be second shot or do something with that open rock, but it's way over on the other side of the house.
Yeah.
Line's good.
They like the line.
Little tight. Line's good.
Just want to be top
Gotta
4
sit
foot
for
here.
line.
Ooh, that
Snug.
I think that tickled
Good
the back
spot,
end of
though.
that rock, but it landed in a pretty darn good spot. Is he shot?
Can't see from our angle how much.
Peters tapped his own rock, so indicated that red is shot.
Try the run back.
Yeah, I think he was playing the run back either way.
Probably, yep. See what weight they throw this with. It's like a nice normal.
Yeah, he didn't
not
overthrow
a big
that.
peel.
They're on it the whole way. Nice run back, great shot.
Very good. Now you've set a double guard up in effect. If they want to use it, it's
Back
just
4.
a bit risky if you don't make one good here.
Yep. Yeah, pressure's on Jacques right now. Really need to get this one in a good spot. You never like being forced to draw behind that T line, but that's about all he's got at the moment. So
Yeah, they certainly don't want to try that hit and roll, because if you ever don't make it
no,
to
that
the
would
right
be
spot, this is a lot simpler shot again.
Line's
hit and roll would
good.
be a last resort, but
Good. Little tight.
Look
Line's
around.
good.
line looks really good here.
Line's really good. Right back.
That's
Half
moving.
in the 4.
Yeah, good sweeping
Great
there.
shot.
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
Really good
Good
control.
rock management. And they're taking it to the back of the 4 foot, so if they freeze, there's room to freeze on top on the button.
Right.
If you leave it back button and they freeze on you, you really don't have much of a shot left.
Yeah, they own the pin, and or you've cut down that scoring area significantly.
Yeah.
So, no, that back 4, touching back 8 was the absolute perfect spot to put it. Yes, Peters could go in off his own.
I think he's a little worried that if he doesn't come all the way back to that yellow, you leave it for Jake's team.
Yep.
He wouldn't try it on his first one, though. Pretty sure. And he's got an angle on the yellow on the other side as well. He's got a couple ways to get in there if he has to make something for one or for two.
Right.
Let's see, sweepers must like it. They're just cleaning. Might need to curl a bit for him.
Should finish hard at the end here.
A little hot.
A little hot. And just a touch for roll, I think. I think it's still red for shot, but
yeah, I would agree.
I mean, we could put some pressure on.
I don't hate it because we should have this in off. Unless they get the angle absolutely.
Yeah, that's true. I like it. And I'm not too worried about him playing it. I'm sure he might be able to get it really good. Yeah, just like back 8 by 12 here. Yeah,
This is a risky call down two.
How far do we want to move? Past this one, I guess, to here, so we can't in off. Back 12. Let's do it. Pretty tight ice for back 12, I think. How's that? Do it. Already back 12. Yeah, shot rock, so let's give it a little tap. Roll right under the guard. How's the speed here? Sounds good. Do it.
What he's trying to set up here is tempt him into coming down and freezing on him back button and play in off that red.
okay.
Which is certainly there and could be there for three if it's done right. But if he makes a good freeze with a good angle, you could be giving up a steal here again and be down three.
Right.
Might have been inclined to go top button first.
Is he a little tight here? No?
I think he's pretty good.
Pretty good little hit, little flop.
Made what he wanted.
Yep. Well,
But you can see where that yellow is. If you stay on the side with that red, he won't have the double.
right.
He could play it himself, but if you don't get everything, that's a bit tricky.
Yeah, that's it.
I think I like the freeze. He just threw down this path.
Right. To me, that's the simpler shot. There's a couple different ways to jam that in off.
Mm-hmm. Get it right, you spin up top button.
Right.
But you wouldn't kill both yellows.
Yeah.
You'd have to be really thin to kill both those yellows.
My vote would be for the draw freeze here. I think you've seen 3 rocks in a row come down this path now.
The in-off definitely be there if you don't lock the right angle on.
Well, looks like he's calling the in-off, though.
Oh, he is back to that. Okay.
Yeah. Just lining up the angles.
I should have taken the over in this game.
Yeah. No shortage of rocks in play, that's for sure.
No. Here it comes.
Okay.
Trying to make it straight a little bit.
I think he's
Oops.
got it. No.
That's not good.
No.
Well, the gamble paid off.
Did.
He trapped him into
sucked him into it and
a different shot.
got a miss out of his opposition skip, and looks like he's gonna, well, he's got a shot for 3 anyways.
Yeah, you get to play the same path and get to take the lead here. So it should be a good path. This was their button draw path, and he just threw down here. So expect him to be close.
No excuse. Let me run the stopwatch here and see if I can get a time.
Yeah, sounds good. 6 feet less than that one, basically. Let's do it.
There it comes.
Hair down.
All right.
Sweepers have a broom down on it. Nice clean, which usually means they like it. Looks like he's got lots of room.
Fight.
Starting to work it now. I got a 15-2.
That should be good.
Should be pretty close.
Very nice.
The hand goes up.
Good sweep.
Walk it in for 3. And a nice bounce back by Team Jacques in the second end.
Yeah, great end.
Excellent. All right, let's go around the. I'll go around the scoreboards here. So over on sheet 1, we got Team Maeda versus Dunham, and it looks like Team Maeda's up 1-0. They've only posted up 1 end so far. On sheet 2, it's Johnson versus Mansell. Looks like that's blanked at 0s. Sheet 3 is Sampson versus Keene, and it's 1-0 for Keene. Sheet 4 is Jenkins versus Balance, and I think that's tied up at 2. Yeah, the guys are just standing in front of the scoreboard there. Tied up at 2 on sheet 4. Sheet 6, O'Connor versus Morizumi. Looks like Morizumi is 2-0, I think.
And it might be more here pretty quick.
And there's a bunch of rocks in play.
I'm not sure what they got here to blast that out.
Little messy. It looks like Morizumi's sitting 3 for sure, maybe 4, and O'Connor's in a little bit tough here. I don't know how you're going to get rid of. I think all you're doing is cutting him down on sheet 6 for sure. I think Morizumi's going to score either way. Yep. On sheet 7, Moser versus Adams is still at 0s, tied at 0. And sheet 8, Bryce versus Liang, and that's a 2-1 score for Bryce over Liang. Okay, back in action on our feature sheet here.
Now Jake's ahead. They come in. Top 8, again, beautiful shot. And they're really setting up some nice ends, both these teams.
Yeah.
Really like the brush technique. I hadn't seen the Peters team before. Both of them really manage the rock really well.
Yeah, always keeping that broom down. Lots of pressure on it.
And going hard.
Pass tight.
I think going for the tight guard now.
Line's good. Little room. Little room. Got a curl. Get to center.
Looking a little wide. Really important
going,
to get to
Jordan.
the center line
Come
with this
on.
no tick rule in place.
Right center.
But,
It's a good spot.
not quite there, so it is a tickable shot, but it doesn't look like Peters is going to get sucked into that. He's going to just go right after the rock in the house.
Yeah, you show a piece of it, I guess, on this ice, and it should hold decently down the center line. Have to throw it soft enough to stick around.
Yep.
So probably something a little strong, just stronger than hack. This one looks like it's caught the curl too early.
Yeah, I think he's on the guard already.
And they got to hope they don't remove the yellow from play. which they will.
Looks like it should go out of play, and that'll take his shooter out, and they'll set the rock back.
Well, that's an expensive miss there.
Yes.
Now you're going to have to do a little digging to get yourself back into this end. See if they elect to go probably a second guard, or if they're going to go a second one. He's calling in the house.
He's calling it into the house. Okay, interesting.
They are ahead, so I like this.
Interesting, now their team's taking advantage of their corner guard when they've had it. They've gone after the middle play every time, so.
Yeah, you always need to open that up to be able to do it. They managed in the first end to, you know, you had to make a double peel. And then you get the guards in play.
Yeah.
Line's really good.
Getting some great late finish here on all these rocks. Look at that come in there. Wow.
Good sweep.
Good powerful sweeping too.
Yeah.
Carried that a long way. Didn't have a clock on that, but.
Did he give himself just a bit more ice there? It looks like it, hey?
Yeah, you might have just pinched that first one. Hard to say.
Oh, you're going to the run back now?
I think this is the easier shot. You can only see a few inches of that. And if you can keep the shooter around up front somewhere, now you've got a usable rock. Pretty solid toss down here. Looks good.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, now you got a couple of reds out front. Yellows up in the 12-foot.
They're almost straight across from each other, so that's another added bonus. I think Ryan's just going to come in kind of right back where he was.
Yeah, this.
Touch higher.
Yeah, if he comes to the 4-foot, there'd be a double available.
Right.
For Peters. From what we've seen so far, they're pretty decent hitters.
Yep. It's a pretty strong field out there today. There's a lot of guys that have done quite a bit in their careers. Probably one of the bigger names is Team Morozumi from Japan. We've seen those guys at the Worlds before a few times. So definitely a strong international flavor in this Bonspiel. A couple teams from Japan, I think a team from China.
Scotland, I saw.
Yep. And then we got some local curling legends out here. Robbie the Jet Johnson's out with his team. Sean O'Connor is on our board of directors here at the Calgary Club representing. So great to see some local guys playing as well. We got a great crowd up in the lounge here as well today. There's a ton of people up here, so you might hear some chatter in the background from us, but that's great to see.
They heard you were doing karaoke later, Rob.
Yeah. I got asked to not.
Let's see what he's got here. He's got a chance at the double. Not taking a bunch of ice, but he's not throwing a BB down here either, so just a nice controllable speed.
Yep.
Keep the shooter around the house is probably one of the more important pieces here.
Brush on it right away, all the way down the ice.
Just missed the double.
Just a hair tight for the double, yep. First objective was make it go away and keep control of that center line, I think. So double was a bonus. And
Jacques will just try and nose it, or maybe flick a little in behind if he can.
Yeah, I think a little flop would be best, but doesn't need to get cute with this either.
No.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Go.
Similar weight here.
Go.
Maybe a hair more.
Yeah, looks like he's got just nose.
Good shot.
That works for him.
Yeah.
10.
The double, you'd lose the shooter anyways, so.
You have to throw it soft, make it really good.
That's
I think it's
back.
probably
The
there.
shot rock's pretty buried, but
If you chase it now, you're running a little low on stones. They lock another one around there, you're in a bit of trouble.
yeah.
Could play it as a straight hit and roll behind the corner. At least you put a little pressure on.
Would you ever consider just the draw to the 8 foot out in the wings and get second shot for now? And
They can get another one behind that center, and then you're
better off.
in some trouble. Yeah, the freeze is not a bad call here if you're going to gamble.
Right.
I don't know what he's talked himself into here, but it might be the run back.
Yeah.
Nope, he's going little hit.
Hit, roll over behind the guard. Okay. And then whatever happens with the one on the 4 foot.
Yeah, if it rolls behind the tee line somewhere, you're okay with that.
Is he back to the run back now? They're bouncing back and forth between shots here.
They are. Run back with normalish weight, looks like.
Yep.
The big rotation, which usually holds pretty good, but they are sweeping it hard. Looks real good.
Looks pretty close.
Might overswept it unless they were trying to run into that top one and roll over, which would have been fine too. Still worked out pretty good.
Yeah.
Opens the middle up.
Just a guard's good. It's in a really good spot.
A big key is to not give up a lot of steals as far as, winning and losing games. And a lot of times you see, especially in club play, guys get that middle so clogged up they don't have a shot left by the time it comes around to the skip, and he's hitting something off the bench and trying to make a winger.
Looking at around the horn double for one. Yeah.
So I think that was a prudent call to stay in the game. It's still early.
Yep.
They've been making some good shots. They had a miss early in this end.
Is Parent over curling here? Might need a little chip off the red.
Tickling on the guard.
A little bit of a chip.
Okay.
I think that.
Pretty good.
Don't think he left a hole.
No, I think you're probably looking at the run. Well, maybe there's big enough.
Maybe it's big enough. That's a tight hole.
Looks tight from here.
Yeah.
But we're a ways away.
We are. And
Yeah,
not quite the right angle.
Looks like they're playing it, so.
Okay.
It's like something like bumper weight or board weight.
When I'm not throwing it, I always tell my shooter you could drive a truck through that. But when I'm throwing it, it never looks like that.
And the good thing is if you're close here, you should jiggle through.
Right.
And at least you're going to open things up. Give yourself a shot with your last one.
Looking for the curl.
Couldn't get it to curl enough. And you didn't get the jiggle through either.
No.
So that's not great. If you can get around here top four, it's going to be hard to score.
Yeah, he's kind of taken away that draw path now, hasn't he?
Depending where you draw to, you might leave him some sort of double.
Could.
If anything on this side. Hey.
Would you ever just throw up another guard in this situation?
Yeah. In fact, this side might even be better in case he.
It certainly would get you the force. I think you take the chance, and if somebody pinches one, they're not getting more than one against you, right?
Right. So you might as well be in and
see if you get a break.
Yeah.
fight
looks
the
like there's a
four.
decent amount of room between that outside red and the center yellow guard to come through and get close to that.
Should be able to get a piece of the button with that out-turn
I
side.
think so. Especially with the late finish that we're having on these sheets. So I'll see if I can get a time on this.
Just fight the four here.
I want to see, this is not
Top
quite the
full
time
eight's
of game. You know, you get another end or two
Sounds
in,
good.
you might start seeing things tighten up a little bit.
Right.
Sounds good to me.
Especially with these
Right,
hard,
just a
you know,
hair more.
everybody sweeping as hard as they do here, you lose pebble.
Let's do it.
Right.
Especially some of these come to the middle paths and stuff like that.
Yeah, the games this morning seemed to hold up, but the pebble held up for sure.
Well, got a nice clean on it again.
Hard.
Calling hard now. Okay, I got a 15-2, so that's pretty close for weight.
Keep going, Joe.
You should be able to, well,
Good
they'll
sweep.
get full 8 anyways.
Yep.
You would have liked another foot or two out of that, but overall, not a bad spot to
Pretty
be.
good spot because you can't come to it and be shot.
Right.
There's no double. Well, there is a potential double, but you can see about a fraction of that rock.
Yeah.
So I think he's got to play through the hole now and try and wiggle off that and stick around. So that's, if you remember, the first end, once things got across center line here, they busted really hard.
Went
So
hard, didn't they? Yeah, that's
and
right.
they hold until then. So you really got to be accurate. He's taking a look at the run too.
What's that, about a 8-foot run?
Yeah.
Probably about that.
I mean, they had seen this spot in the first end, which is something that would help them. Probably end up throwing something like backline weight or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You just can't let it cross that line early.
No. Would you ever try just a tap on your own red?
Ooh. Nope.
That's
Nope.
Terry does not like the tap. All right. I'll go back to playing lead, not calling, making suggestions.
Well, you got to get the line and the weight right then.
Yeah, no, exactly right. That's a pretty precise shot.
Yeah. That would be the advantage to the hit, is you just really call them line. But
Right.
this one, you got to get it right too. But I think there's a little room for error. They're sweeping
Sweepers
it
on
early.
it pretty quick.
So you don't want this to cross the line early, but he looks good yet.
Yeah. It's busting hard. No,
Oh,
on the guard.
tickled it.
Just tickled it.
Got away with it a bit, maybe. Pushed that enough. He only
Just-
gave up one.
Yeah, just enough.
It's pretty fortunate. Yeah.
Yellow.
Looked like he had about the right weight. Maybe just started a hair too close to the line.
Yeah. So
10-5 might be better for a flatter
two
roll.
rocks to come yet, or well, one each.
Roll
But
to freeze.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, nose is pretty
Ryan's
good.
just talking about the hit and roll. Could
Yeah.
just draw there as
10-5.
well.
Let's do it. It'll curl a bit here. It's not like last game.
Is he playing the hit and roll, or is he playing just
Yeah.
the draw through? He is playing
Yeah,
the
I
hit and
think
roll.
just a hit and roll. Sit
Okay.
3. And if you can roll dead in front of that yellow,
10-5.
Pretty
again,
nice.
I guess he'd have to draw around the outturn side.
Basically roll to nose of the yellow. And a hair pat.
If he knows
Nose
this,
is really good on the yellow.
Peters is just going to go after shot rock
Do it.
anyways. So
Right.
really going to go hard for the roll here.
Hard!
They're on it right away.
Hard!
Little thin.
It's actually pretty good.
That cut down the scoring area even a hair more.
Yeah. Well, you can't chase the yellows over there for sure, so
No.
you've got to come through the hole.
So needs to grab a good piece of the 4. I'll see if I can get a time on this. And
Yeah, trouble started this end when they ticked that guard on a play.
Right.
And then, you're chasing the rest of the end.
Brusher's just keeping the broom down. $14-8. Should be there on its own. And very nice. Right to full forward touch button.
Yeah,
great shot.
Keep your team in there.
Yep.
Good shot.
That's what we pay you skips the big bucks for.
Sweepers not to screw it up.
Yeah. You've never had a sweeper do that to you, Terry. Come on.
It's never happened.
Never happened.
Well, it was good follow-up end for Jacques after getting his big 3-ender to get a force right back.
Absolutely.
And make him make something.
It's good.
Okay, now you can transition back. There you go.
Didn't quite get to the center line again, that one. Or maybe he crossed it. I missed that.
Yeah, sorry.
Line's good.
Didn't catch that either.
Tight.
If you're not touching, it's not as good.
Tight. Line's good.
So Jake staying
Full eight's
aggressive
really
and
good.
coming around the guard here.
Easy then. 14-6. Just full 8.
A little deeper than he wanted. He's touching button there, but
Freeze on that, you make a challenging end for Team Jacques here.
yes. Jake's will be jiggling things around, and
Well, it's just one guard, so Peters isn't going all out for steal yet. It's still a close game. Looking pretty good coming in. Trying to get it to
Should
move
be
now.
full 8, maybe touch 4. Just full 8. Okay.
Well, good. Well, it'd be nice to do that.
Thinking they're losing a couple of feet out there on speed.
It does look like it's coming down a bit, doesn't it? Yeah.
Just don't have that late carry that they had early, which isn't too
Hey, let's give it a
surprising
try.
to lose
I don't even mind if you
2,
take
3,
the
4
guard.
feet. Like Rob said, I
Just
think it'll
smooth
settle in at that now, probably the rest of the way.
Yep.
Be my guess.
And that's what we saw this morning.
And it's not 17 degrees outside today, so that shouldn't give them as much trouble.
Right.
Just hitting this one.
Clean. Hard.
Calling the sweepers on pretty quick on this
Hard.
one.
Hard. Hard.
Needs to get by the guard. Just
no.
squeaked
I
her
think
by.
he feathered it.
Did he feather it?
Yeah.
Did he?
It's not
Yeah.
bad. 13.
Yeah, he just tickled it on the way by.
Just the back end of it.
Caused the jam.
Well, that changes things up a little bit. So Peter's calling the hit and roll here.
Yeah, you don't want to get too frisky and just draw another one in, and if they make a run back something, you give up a bigger end here. So they either want the force here, which is a pretty good end, or some sort of a safe chance at a steal later on.
Looking like about a nose hit here. Okay. So he's hoping for a roll there, but a little wide, so.
Yeah, if they get to nose on this now,
Nose.
might even be able to get a hair under with back ring weight.
Yeah. Yeah, with the way it's curling here, he's should be able to. You have to be a little careful. You can't overthrow this. You're thinking just backline weight is the max he wants to throw in this situation?
I think so.
Yeah.
Have the sweepers carve it at the end.
Yeah.
Backline to hack works really good with that sweeping technique.
Ryan put in all his pressure on there. I could help Ryan out by giving him about 30 pounds. I got 30 pounds I could loan him. He could looks like he could use it.
4-3.
Weight wasn't bad. He would have been past the tee line for sure.
Yep.
So, whether he was a hair snug or they need a little more ice there.
And we saw teams this morning get caught on that where they just weren't quite given enough ice. I don't know if they just didn't believe it or if the late curl was catching them, but there was a couple of wrecks that actually caused kind of a bit of a turnaround in a couple of ends this morning. So.
Yeah, you have the sharpest rocks in those first games.
Yep.
And not sure when they did them, but it would have been the first games these guys would play with them.
Yes. I tried to get that information out of our ice maker before our game on Wednesday, but he was keeping that pretty close to his chest.
He didn't do them Wednesday.
No, he didn't do them Wednesday.
Pretty certain of that.
Playing the in off here.
Playing the in off hit. Bit of a conservative call in that spot.
Yeah. Okay, so that leaves, what does that leave?
He's got a little flop on top.
Little flop here, okay.
I don't think the angle for the double's good.
In front of this one's okay.
I think you'd roll out if you made the double.
Yeah.
11-5. It's a better roll.
Okay, so just calling like a hack waiter here, I think.
11-5, he said, so that's probably bump.
Was that bumper? Okay.
Got about
Clean.
1 second for every 6 feet, so if you're right. 14
Really
and a half draw.
hard.
Looks a little tight here.
Right to it.
Might
get the
skinny
crotch.
one, yeah.
Good roll. Okay.
Turned out
11. That
pretty good, I think.
Not bad, kept the kicker at the back.
Mm-hmm.
Probably have to play this slash in there now.
Yeah, the run back, you're just jamming all day long on the center guard. So slash it over.
Oh.
Okay, so we're just looking for a...
I'll go like about a half rock, maybe a hair skinnier.
Yep. Sweeper's on it the whole way.
Perfect.
Yep, great shot.
Stuck it right on.
So Jacques needs to come up with a good one here. You chase this, you're rolling open for sure. Called for hack.
it's pretty long.
Doesn't really give
Which
you much if you make
which one are you seeing?
Yeah, team's asking
Sure.
about the run back, but where do you leave the shooter if you do that?
Likely get a blank too with all those extra kickers around the house.
Run back's a little better. Feel.
Okay, they've gone to the run back.
Just
Peel.
a hair low.
Ryan saying a hair low.
If you're just trying to make
Can't come deep here.
it wouldn't be great. Have to overwork that.
Yep. Yep. Oh, we got a YouTuber asking, are the scores for any other games? Not finding anything on Curling Zone. They are being updated on Curling Zone. They are just a little bit behind, but they will be there on Curling Zone. And once this end is done, I will go around and give you a score update as well.
Clean. Clean.
That's for X-Ranger 1216.
Go.
Thanks for joining us today.
Go it over there. A little more.
Looks like he's
Good.
got it pretty
Just a little
nice.
heavy. 11-8.
Was he hoping for just a bit more of a roll there, I think?
You cut
Or-
him off from getting behind the guard at least.
11.
Right.
So that's not too bad. They go up, then I think you don't really want to roll behind the guard in this one, or he'll go around it.
Right.
Even on a nose, I think Jacques might come around with that out-turn side. Be a pretty easy run back.
Right. Yeah, we're getting the finish that Jacques could do that, so.
You roll open, he's going around for sure. Unless that back one is out counting the other red. It's a little hard to...
Yeah, hard to tell from this angle.
Yeah.
Maybe when we see the overhead on the way down here, might be able to pay closer to attention to that. It's close between the two from our vantage point up here in the booth, but pretty close. And, well, now we don't have to worry about who's shot rock on those back ones. So.
Pretty good because he's going to be hitting it at an angle.
Freeze is probably no good here.
Jam.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go around from the yellow side because that's a pretty short run.
That makes
Yep.
sense.
So he's thinking to tuck a little bit here.
Back four.
Go around, make it a longer run, I guess.
Enough room.
Yeah, if you get to back four.
I think that'll be hard. Well, it's there. Because I'd rather be on this side, so it kind of goes into that one.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, I
So
feel- I think
Ryan
he's
just
gonna-
saying he'd
before
rather
that,
be
he's gonna
on,
make
as
that.
we're looking at it now, the left
And
side
I'm on the other
of
side,
center,
I don't know.
just for the run back into the jam.
Yeah, I think even
I certainly agree.
fighting the top tee line.
And then
not
if they
too
have
worried
to,
about-
if they leave it half open and they chase, you should still be able to get to the button and get your one.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Keep control of the game here.
Yep. Yeah. Scoring one in an odd end isn't a terrible thing.
Or the even ends.
Or even ends, sorry. Meant to say even ends.
Fight the top tee line.
I won't catch it too often.
Yeah, well, I'm just a lead.
Has the speed over here. Not as many throws on this side. So
I was just seeing if
Same
you were
as I
awake,
threw
Terry.
last
Good job.
time.
You stayed on top of that.
I was awake.
same path. Sounds good. Like the tee line.
Did you win this Bonspiel before, Terry? I think you've won this one once, haven't you?
Yeah, we won it with Ballerson back.
That's right.
Years go by. I'm not sure. 2019 or 2018.
All there?
Okay. Wrestlers have lifted their brooms, so they're thinking it's a little bit hot.
13-9.
Yeah. So he's going to bump this back one. Okay, well, not really great.
He might have been guessing that he had to put a little extra on that.
Yeah.
And added a bit too much.
Yep.
Looked like the line would have been good with the right weight.
Now, Peters does need to be a little bit careful here because it's kind of deep enough that if he leaves it right there, Jacques could get into a pretty good spot. So
Me too. Get a little across the nose. Even if he noses it, he'll force the one.
right,
But if he can get the flop, then he's got to make a draw, and he was just heavy on the last one. So
right.
see if he learned it.
Looks like a nice normal weight. I don't think he overthrew that one.
No. Putting a good sweep on it.
They are sweeping it, though.
Oh, very nice.
Pretty good.
Yep.
Hit flop, so Ryan just needs to make a nice draw now.
Yeah.
So he was a touch heavy on his last one. See if he can make the adjustment and throw about 4 feet less would be pretty close to perfect, I would think.
Yeah, right on the tee here.
You always like your sweepers to do a little bit of work coming in.
Yeah, just watching it all the way is a little unnerving.
Little nerve-wracking, isn't it?
6 feet less.
So Ryan's calling for 6 feet less.
Sounds good. Let's do
Just
it.
making sure his sweepers work. They've got he's got a couple good horses in front of him, so they can certainly pull this one a few feet if they need.
The pronounced ad at the end. Again, another U of A trait.
Yep.
Good solid rotation.
So
They're
just
dusting it.
Just dusting it, which is usually a pretty good sign.
14-8, so I'd say he's good.
Should be good.
Good sweep.
Great shot, right on the money. One for Team Jacques.
Nice thing about that, now you've got your weight dialed in again.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'll go around the rink here. So over on sheet 1, Maeda versus Dunham looks like it's tied up in the 4th end at 1. On sheet 2, Johnson versus Mansell. Looks like they're playing the 4th end, sorry, and it's 2-0 for Mansell. On sheet 3, Sampson versus Keene. Looks like it's Keene 4-2. On sheet 4, Jenkins versus Balance. Looks like Jenkins is up 7-2. On sheet 6, O'Connor versus Morizumi. Looks like Morizumi is up 5-1. And on sheet 7, we got Moser versus Adams, and I think it's a 2-1 score for Adams. And on sheet 8, got a bit of a blowout going here. Looks like Bryce is up 8-1 over Liang in the 5th end. So that one will probably wrap up fairly quick here, unless there's a bit of a miracle comeback. But
there's a couple
Yeah, keep it going.
good close games out there.
A little more.
all right, and elsewhere in the sports world, my dad just texted me and said, unfortunately, the Calgary Flames lost out to the Buffalo Sabres 3-2 in a shootout, and in the CFL East final, Toronto leading Montreal 24-16 with 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. So got a little bit of everything going on today. There's some Grand Slam curling going on just north of us up here in Nisku, and Some great curling action down here at the Calgary Curling Club. If you get a chance, please do come down and watch us. We got some specials on Original 16. I might try a couple pints myself just to test it out. And got some great food options here with YYC food trucks. So come down, join us. It's a great atmosphere. We're going to have a band. The Sliding Stones are going to be singing tonight, so I don't have to sing karaoke. We got a actual professional band in here tonight, Terry, so no fear of me being on the microphone.
And the Riders are on later, too.
And the Riders are playing, too. I'll be cheering hard for that. There we go. Yeah. Right, Janice?
That's right.
Janice is here cheering on her husband, Matt. He's playing with the O'Connor team. And they're both Calgary Curling Club members and Rider fans. Is Matt a Rider fan too? You're both from Saskatchewan. Perfect. Good.
Line's good. Tight.
We got a good setup here. Peters.
Looks like a bit of a wreck
Right,
on the
top
guard
one, that
though.
was a
Little
wreck.
mistake there. Didn't want that. No minimum number of ends. Yep. Got a question from the crowd. If there was a minimum number of ends to play, and no minimum number of ends to play here.
Different setup to this end.
Yeah. Jake says a couple corner guards that he doesn't really want, and
yeah, helping.
that's helping Peters
Peters
out. I guess worst case scenario, he does have some run backs eventually at some point, but
This is a bit the opposite of end 3, where the Peters lead made a little bit of an error and clicked the guard,
Right.
and now you got this happening. So you've got the 2 corners up, and now 2 reds in the house. There's a double angle, but you'd be playing corner guard game the whole end,
yeah.
which will definitely favor the Peters team. So they should get a decent opportunity here.
It's just about a
For
quarter
do
rock
summer.
double, you think?
Yeah, it doesn't. It looks a little skinny.
Clean.
They're playing it with softer weight, so
Hard end.
maybe they were just playing for the roll. Which is probably a smart play, but this looks like it's over curled.
Whoa.
And they tucked behind the other corner.
Okay.
The problem with that now is it effectively becomes a double guard. They can go around in front of their red, or they can tuck around this double guard. Where that one red is, it's a little deep, so I expect they'll come around that one and try and cap it off. Probably see a run back after this from the Jakes team if he makes this good. I see Jeremy Hardy out here has joined the Cole Adams team after the Sluchinski team disbanded with Aaron joining Kevin Cooey. It's a pretty big pickup for Cole to get a Brier third
Yeah.
mid-season.
And they also got the coach, Mickey Pendergast, too.
Is Mick back?
Yep, Mickey's back.
see
He's
Mick.
just around the corner over there.
There's the old
We
bugger.
should, hey, Mickey, come over here and join us for a sec. You can pass on some knowledge.
Whoa.
We'll see if we can get the legend Mickey Pendergast to join us. Well, we'd have 2 legends, Terry Meek and Mickey Pen. Did you guys ever play together?
Oh yeah,
I think you guys did have a few seasons together.
we won quite a bit.
You guys did some damage.
That was a few decades back.
That Well, I don't know. I think I played against you guys, so I don't know if it's that many decades, but
It was the early 90s.
yeah. Might have been just a hair before my time.
That's 30 years ago now.
What did I see the other day? We're as close to 1970 as 1970 was to 1930 something when when I was born. So
I got a good end building over here for Peters. There's just another miss on the run back.
was it? Okay.
And now we got the capper on there.
He's got
Don't mind just coming up to this
sitting
one.
1-2, buried behind staggered guards. It's a pretty nice
I
position
do
to be
like
in.
running it.
That's not going to be the easiest run. Can he see enough of that rock to?
Yeah, I
I
think
think
it's
they
still
have to
early
play
enough
the red.
Yeah.
to get this top one. 6-5.
And it would stick around. Unless you want to play the yellow, and if you miss, you get the double peel. But that red's going into a bad spot.
Right.
So we'll see if they can start cleaning it up here. They do have a small lead.
Hard! 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 Hard!
Close.
Very
Great
nice.
shot.
Get out.
The red hung around.
Did just bite
I
in the
think.
hair. I think I'm going to call that in, but
Yeah,
I played
usually-
against you in the early 2000s, so maybe my eyes aren't as good as I think they are.
I think they're still forced to go around that same guard.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go around the double yellow. There's a little more room here. Then if they get a miss, I think they probably lap around the other side.
Yeah. So Peter's still in control of this end for sure. Is he a hair wide on this? It's coming
Maybe
now.
just a little deep as much as anything. Getting in there.
Yeah. Stayed right on the tee line. Okay. Touch deeper than you wanted, but
14-6. Run into it a little.
Yeah, you feel a little better about freezing to it where it is now.
yeah.
And not two reds back there.
Yeah.
But you still have that red kicker. Hard to get that other yellow out, though, because it's a yellow guard in front of it.
Yeah. Well, Ryan made a real nice one for his skip on his last one, so see if he can follow it up here.
Line's good. Big.
Boys are going hard in this one early.
Yeah, they jumped on that right away, so he's not heavy.
You know, see
Line looks pretty good, though.
see if they can keep their energy up the length of the ice.
50.
Yeah.
Still pumping.
Keep going.
It's calling 15-6, which is a hair light, but they're dragging it.
A little more.
Yeah, that was a good
Okay.
sweep.
Good sweep.
Yeah.
We can use that.
But it's kind of capped now. I think they could see a thick half of that or something, or can they see a little more? I can't tell. With the sweep early,
Now
yeah,
you're showing
push
about
the line out.
half, 3/4 of a rock there.
Enough to make the raise, but it would be snug.
Yeah.
So now you go around the other one, I think, and that would be.
Oof. That's a pretty precise shot, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the draw is a lot easier. You're already sitting one. You don't need,
Right.
you know, and where this one's going to end up should be with a piece of the forefoot. So you'd be shot rock.
Yep.
And they wouldn't probably play the raise unless you leave them an angle to make the raise and make the double off of it. So you know, watch where you leave it a little bit. I think they want to be a little deeper, if anything. Going hard on this one too. Well, it looks pretty good. No, you
That's
finish
going
it.
to carve in here now. Finish it real nice. Great shot. Great sweep right on the tee line, dead across from the other one.
Deep enough that if you played that yellow
And it's
raise
pretty
or
easy
run
to
back,
get one of them.
you're going to roll across the top of the other one.
Right.
Like just barely getting them both. It's tough.
He's right, though. If he's a little
Might not
too
be
skinny,
there.
he might at least kill one.
Yep.
And open it up. You might want to consider
We
trying to
just
corner
try to
freeze
roll in front.
the shot they just threw.
I
But
was going to say, yeah, is the corner freeze there?
Do we play the intern at
a
it?
little raise leaves him probably rolling
It
over.
doesn't look very natural, but that's
Would you
the
tap
easiest way to
raise
get
the
this.
yellow on the left onto
I
the
think
red?
that's what they're talking
Yeah.
That's
about
what they're
now.
talking about.
You can make that. Your shooter's going to roll somewhere towards center line,
I think I
depending
can
what
see,
weight
like,
you
a
throw.
thick half. I don't mind that. The other thing I see is
You kill a
stick
red
this
anyway.
and just roll
and-
over.
If the end doesn't turn out and you give up a deuce, you're one down with coming back towards the home end. So
Right.
Is that a good result? I think he just kind of freezed over here, and we're in the same situation. I don't know, giving it a crack with the intern. I'll see.
I'm going to try and play it across the top with Peel and see if he can
Yeah.
nick them
I think a
both.
third will do it.
Yeah, could do that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's do it.
It's a hard rock to throw good because you got
Yeah.
that guard
You
in the
think
way
6-5
and you
or-
don't want to get anything back out to that
6-5,
guard
right.
and click
Gives us
it.
a chance to get rid of both. I think it'll curl like an inch. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like they're playing the peel shot.
Yeah, with the intern.
The intern, okay.
That's what he called
Yeah,
anyway.
playing the cross double. It's not too bad to get one of the reds. It's very precise to get both, but it's there. Exactly.
And the intern will give him the right kick
6-5
off that
with
rock
the
to
intern.
come into the other one.
Yep.
That's what he's thinking. And maybe just a little easier to just hold it straight,
Right.
outside in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Good confident tone here before he throws, like that.
A little bit of a wobble on his delivery there.
Pounding it early.
Whoa.
Called him off.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
wobble must have thrown him off. Well, now you're in a bit of jail.
No, you don't like that. No.
Although, where do you stack this next one?
Well,
'Cause
right.
You're going to leave that off
Put it in
the
the
yellow
wrong-
again, and he's just thrown it once.
Yeah,
So you give it to him again. You give him a bigger target if you go there.
if you go there. Yeah.
Almost like top 8 foot right in the middle. First gut would tell me.
Yeah, I think top 8
Because
foot.
then you'd cut off any kind of a roll he might make.
Mhm.
You could split it up if you needed to split it up. If he tries a double with it, it's a tough angle. Like I'm almost dead on the center line.
Yep. Would you leave a triple if you come a hair too deep, though?
You could,
Yeah.
yeah. You
So you
could
gotta-
leave a triple in a couple spots here.
It's here. Right. I always like to think of those positive outcomes, you know.
Well, that's yeah. I think if you corner freeze to that red in the 4 foot, the good news is you might save yourself a chance at a deuce, but he has a bigger target to come off that yellow
Right.
this time.
Yep. If you freeze there, yeah.
They haven't looked at shot I was thinking of. No matter where you put it, you're gonna have to put it in a pretty precise spot.
Yes. Yeah, you can let your opposition off the hook if you don't do this right. So
They've thrown down this path, so I have a pretty good idea. Looks like it's curling early.
does.
Earlier than the last one he threw down this
And
way.
they're both on it pretty quick.
Yeah.
He didn't overthrow it. No, he's tight on the guard. He's gonna little rub and roll. Ooh, just got by.
Yeah,
So that kind of didn't do anything for him.
Well, the rub would have been bad because then they could have
Right.
hit and rolled behind it. But
Right. So same shot for Ryan if he wants it.
We could lose it, even if we make it, and then you just kind of hit. Like, this is pretty good too.
Did he scare himself off from the last one just by
maybe
missing it?
a lot of times guys like to get to throw
Let's do
it.
this one again.
A second
second
time.
I know
time.
how to throw it.
Learn that lesson.
I may
Yeah.
have done that a time
The
or two as
should
well.
Stick on that one anyways, I guess.
So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
they just got over the center line early with that
Yeah.
one.
There.
The first one they got in
Stick
there, they
there.
had to finish it to
Again, I
get
think
there.
it'll curl about an
Looked
inch
like the
here.
same ice.
So Ryan will just correct his delivery here and throw a better rock.
Yeah, let's do it. Just a better release.
Yeah, he just said it there. Just
6-5.
a better release. So
Yeah, you just don't want to overcorrect it or you poke it back onto that guard.
right.
Throwing it this hard, it's not going to curl much.
No, this should be right where the broom is, I would think. Better delivery there.
Definitely not as tight.
Keeping him right off from the start.
And he
Oh, he's on the
overcorrected.
guard.
Oh, get a little lucky here. Rocks flying everywhere.
We're
He did get a little lucky there.
kind of came
Yeah.
up smelling like a rose on that one.
Yeah,
Definitely lucky for sure.
well, except the guard's gone now. Yeah, there is a double there.
Is there? Yeah,
'cause
okay.
that one's gone.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's right. So
Double for possibly four.
4. Oof.
Although I don't think it squeezes through the hole, but certainly for 3.
Yep.
It's pretty much,
And Peters would be really happy with the 3 right here. So
oh, I would say, pretty much a nose hit.
nose, hair on the low side. I would expect just a normal weight takeout here,
I think you'll see
maybe
pace.
firm a little bit.
You want to make sure that one spins out.
True.
You hit it a hair high, it's not going to go as easy.
Right. Calling
Gotta
for the
make it
curl
curl a
now.
little
Looks
bit.
like he's a hair high.
Yep.
Might get the jam here.
It did. Whether or not it's enough to get 2, it's close.
Close.
Actually, it looks like it is 2. Yeah. Well, if that was the case, then he's got a little more play there,
Right.
knowing that as long as you don't run it back and tick your own out, you're doing good.
Okay.
Yeah, they haven't marked it up yet, but I think it's 2. They didn't measure, so.
They didn't measure, so yeah. I think. Yep. Deuce goes up on the board, so it's 5-4 for Peters after 5 ends. Let me just see if I can run around the scoreboards real quick here. So over on sheet 1, Maeda versus Dunham. Looks like it is now 4-3 for Maeda over Dunham. Then on sheet 2, Johnson versus Mansell. They're standing in front of the scoreboard, so I'm just going to skip over to sheet 3. Sampson versus Keene. Looks like Keene's got a commanding lead at 7-2, playing the 6th end. Sheet 4, Jenkins versus Balance. 7-3 for Jenkins. On sheet 6, O'Connor versus Morizumi. Morizumi still in the lead, 7-3. On sheet 7, Moser versus Adams. We got a 3-1 score for Adams, 3-1 over Moser so far. And then on sheet 8, Bryce has kept his lead, but Liang did score a deuce, so it's 8-3 in the 6th end on sheet 8. And sheet 2, they're still in front of the scoreboard on me. So
Better door than a window.
yeah.
I think it's 3-0.
For Mansell?
Yeah, Mansell.
Line's
I
good.
think so.
So we got a center guard up here.
Fully.
Tight guard.
Room.
Try and control that
Room.
zone.
Curl. 15. It's not curling at all. All the way back.
Ryan think
One
it's
more.
not curling at all. I don't know. That curled a bit. Definitely wanted that in behind the guard, but
Just a fraction deep and 15, so that's a little quicker than we saw a couple hands ago.
okay.
If he's timing the same way I do.
Peter's looking to just tap this back a little
Or freeze.
or freeze.
Does look like he's playing weight to move it.
Yeah. Well, it's looking like back 12 kind of weight.
Well, you want to
Just
get
through.
right out of the house if you're going to play it. And they did.
And he did, yep.
Good shot.
Just squeeze on that one. Top 4.
Okay.
A lot of teams would freeze on that just because you got the top of the button covered and you got a center guard.
Right.
Now maybe he's looking to blank this 6th end here too, although he didn't throw his first one in. But a blank here flips it and gives them the lead going into 7. That would be a pretty nice result. So everybody has different
Line's good.
little strategy there as to how to do it.
Yeah. There's
The other
not
team
ne-
has to cooperate.
Really running.
not necessarily right or wrong. It's kind of your comfort level and what shot are you going to make and
Really running.
what gives you the most confidence. This one definitely staying wide.
Got nothing.
So struggling with the line a little bit.
Maybe it's straightened up over there a little.
Possibly. I wasn't paying attention to his release to see if he give it a little flare or not, but
Yeah, it was both his rocks. So check my notes for that sheet.
Peter's calling the hit. Little inside flop here. Nice smooth delivery on that one. Sweeper's on it right away. Looking pretty close here. He's going to get the inside roll for sure. Perfect roll.
Nice
Great
shot.
shot. Yeah, really nice. Jake's calling the run back now, trying to get rid of all 3 stones. It's just a hair off nose. Should get all 3 going. Sweeper's on it right away. Ooh, where did that one come from? Okay. That one really got going on him. Peeled the guard at least, but certainly not the shot he was looking for.
Quite the way they're calling it.
No.
Fortunately, it's not called shot.
I'd call that a Rob Lane peel.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus, Rob.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Terry.
I don't know if I've seen you peel one. These
I've
days-
probably peeled a few of my
Did you have
own
to
over the
peel
years.
your
The
own?
only rocks I've had to peel is the are
That's what
my
I was
own.
going to say.
The peel of shame. I've had to do a few of those in my career, so.
Back in the old days, we had a lead. We said led the league in doubles, which isn't a good sign.
No, that's
That's a pretty good capper on that one.
yeah, Peter's putting that back right where he wants it. So Jake says the same shot again. See if they can make it a little better this time.
Yes, not a lot of offense getting generated here at this point
No.
for Jakes.
No, this is just
Definitely.
a cleanup end and get me out of here.
Hard.
Calling the sweepers again right away.
Might be just rolling that a little bit, eh?
Whoa.
'Cause
Yeah.
that one's definitely on the
Good
offside
throw.
as well. They're trying to hit it pretty close to nose, so it's not like they're trying to half rock high side, but
Right.
Thank you.
it's that center line. I think if you just catch a little bit of it, it starts to go.
Starts going. Yep. Oh, I'm just getting an update from the office here saying that Curling Zone does not have the live scores at the moment. We're hoping to update them soon. So they are working on that in the background, folks. And we'll get that Curling Zone scores updated as soon as possible.
Through the intern.
Okay. Well, I think we've seen this shot before, so. Did he just call the other turn on this?
Yep.
Yeah.
Just 7-5.
Yeah, just having some struggles in that spot, so maybe try a different line.
Yep. Could be a personal preference for Ryan, too. I don't know Ryan as well as I probably should, but.
He's made a lot of good hits today.
Yeah, he has.
Whoa. Whoa.
This one might be staying a hair too straight.
Just should
Oh,
clip
yep.
the back one.
Got one of them rolled to
All right.
a corner, so that's actually a pretty decent
That's-
result.
Yeah. Not bad.
Now
Peters.
you've got to worry a little bit about, giving up a deuce.
Yep.
You want to make sure you protect this intern side of that red rock so they can't play a hit and roll off it.
Not looking for crazy tight on this one, but just more about line, and
He got it pretty tight.
they did.
I wonder if he's...
Not too bad overall, but maybe a hair tighter than
What
you
do you
wanted, I
like?
think, eh?
You do this.
I think they're playing the run back again.
Yeah.
You roll your...
Probably enough to do that. 12-5.
Leave a tight center. He might not want a blank here.
Maybe not, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds like we got a fan out in YouTube land there. Some lady named Cheryl Bernard is asking who the analyst is here, Terry. I think.
She didn't give me much for pointers.
Oh.
Other than I wasn't supposed to have too many beer.
Oh. I'll keep them on the straight and narrow for you, Cheryl.
Good.
Thanks for listening.
Girl. Girl. Girl, get it out. Get it out of there. Good shot.
Nice little tap, just out of the house. Changes the flow of the end a little bit.
Yeah.
Now they got to hit and roll, and if they do, they're going to be behind the guard. Or behind the tee line.
Behind
sorry.
T-line, yep.
And if he knows it, they can probably roll and be in front of the tee line. So try and set up a force. Going pretty hard on this. Looks like about hack weight.
Yeah, this could overcurl on. No, he's got pretty good. Looked like he was going there for a second, but.
Needed a touch more weight to make that roll, I think.
11-5.
Steve, thanks for letting us know about the scores on Curling Zone still. Yeah, like I said, they're working on them, so hopefully those will get updated soon, and we'll do another round robin here once the end finishes.
Yeah, 11-5. Roll behind the red.
Now if he flips underneath,
Do it.
he's kind of top tee line, so
little better
Could
spot.
set up a chance for two. They'll look at that run back. I'm
Peters,
sure.
yeah, Peters look at the run back, right? If you make it perfect.
Yeah. Well, Jake's had trouble with that center line coming this way, so who knows? Skips first here.
Whoa!
Looks like a fraction more weight than
Yeah.
Peters' team through.
They're really trying to work the curl here. It's got,
Nope,
just
to
nose.
nose. I don't know if he called that weight.
Felt like more than he wanted, didn't it?
That side has been getting a little straighter.
Right,
We saw a couple of those lead stones didn't curl up.
right.
Well, chance to get one tucked under, but he'll be under his own rock if he can make it. Peter's team would be pretty happy to get a steal here, that's for sure.
Yes, he would really like that. Jakes would be content with a blank.
Be interesting to see if he'd go for the blank or
Take his one.
There's a couple theories there. This
Looks like
real
we're
tight.
Here, ooh, just got by the guard. He's going to
Oh.
overroll here.
Yep.
Okay. Well, we'll give Ryan a different hit and roll to look at.
I mean, 6'5" is probably the weight. Give you a better release. Yeah, in turn. Let's do it.
Is he going to roll to the outside on this?
You know, I didn't catch his intention there.
Just
I lied.
the way he waved the broom, but
6'5" is the weight on this one for sure to get it out.
It's a
Let's do
thought
it. I'll give
because
you a good
then they got
throw.
to run back on the yellow or to choose to go around the red.
right. Yeah, if you roll to the outside behind your yellow, it does bring two back into play for sure.
Yeah. I didn't think that was what he originally looked at, but not a lot of ice. Oh, sorry, Ruiz. It's because this is last rock.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
I
it's
should've
his
caught
last
that,
rock.
so he's
Yeah.
blanking.
Okay. On it right away, looks pretty good.
Having a little nap there.
There you go. We were a
Okay.
little bit behind, but
Well,
came
we
out
got
with the
that
blank.
answer, Rob. He didn't want to stick for his one.
He didn't want to stick for his one. There you go. That's a good play. Another reason I'm a lead and maybe up in the booth and not playing today. There's a lot of reasons I'm not playing today. So, all right, I'll go around the horn here. So we got a final score on sheet 8. Team Bryce did win that. Ran the Liang team out of stones. So Bryce wins over Liang on sheet 8. On sheet 7, Moser versus Adams. Adams is up 3-1. On sheet 6, Morizumi versus O'Connor. Morizumi's up 5-3. On sheet 4, Jenkins versus Balance. Jenkins is still up 7-3. On sheet 3, Keane versus Sampson. Looks like it's 7-2 for Keane. On sheet 2, Mansell versus Johnson. Mansell's up 4-0 over Johnson. And on sheet 1, Maeda versus Dunham. Looks like it's 4-3 for Maeda. So we got a few close games, one blowout that just finished, but the rest we got some great action. So anybody in Calgary, you're welcome to come down to the Calgary Curling Club, watch some great action live. We got some great specials on Original 16 beer. Would love to have you come down. It's we're going to have the Sliding Stones playing tonight. Should be a great atmosphere. So come on down. Would love to have you down here. And as we get going here in the 7th end, my my volunteers are trying out the rock removal tool. So we'll see if we can add another element to the broadcast here and show you the rocks that are remaining to go here. So appreciate the volunteers for trying something out and stretching their technical limits. That's awesome.
Keep going. Whoa.
Okay. Jake's team just coming up a little short and over curling here. Peters is going to draw in now. This is looking like a pretty good, pretty good setup for Peters here.
Yeah, they'd love to force him to one here.
He would, yep. Yeah, tied up coming home with the hammer would be a pretty nice spot to be in. Curl looks good this way.
I'm a little surprised it didn't come around the other side where you got a bit of a stacked guard there.
Right, yeah.
Nose is good.
So I think you get to the button either way. I don't think that would matter.
Yeah, Jakes has a chance to get an inside. I think he can get inside nose on this. You throw the right weight.
He did clear the guard by quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Tight. It's good.
Okay.
Room now. Curl. Curl. Hard to say.
Looks a little wide here. He's going to get a piece of it. Does he get enough to get it out? Looks like it.
I think that's 3 interns in a row that he hasn't had curl.
Right.
So I don't know if he straightened them a little bit or if his stones are a little bit on the straight side. I think that was more weight than they were looking to throw there.
Yeah, it definitely seemed a little hot for sure. That was probably closer to bumper weight.
Yeah, and they were probably looking at back line or something.
Yeah, I think that was the call.
Because they called out of his hand, so he couldn't have been wide.
Right. Peters looking just to draw in again. Interesting, he's not looking at that other turn. Maybe they just don't like that path.
Could be. He threw the draw for 1 down there in 3rd end. So they've seen it.
Yeah.
This just doesn't seem to be coming in quite as good.
No, he had a ton of space by that guard there. So.
All needs nose on this one. Nose is really good. 12-5.
5, so that's
just calling hack.
Hack.
I think we've got another final on sheet 6. Morizumi beat O'Connor.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Go, go. Just leave it.
This one's going to flash.
A massive step.
Okay, he said he set that one. The weight didn't look that bad, so.
No.
Problem now, if you cap it, they come around.
Come around the other side?
Jake's comes around the other side, but they've had trouble getting it all the way buried over here.
Well, he is calling the guard, but like I said, that does leave the draw on the other side.
I don't know that he's done calling yet.
Well,
they go through a few options.
They do go through a few options, these guys, yeah. We don't have timers on these games, but we will publicly shame teams for playing slow, so.
Yeah, I don't think it's been too bad, but.
No, not too bad. There have been a couple
I find it hard enough to keep up here in the booth, I can tell you that. And we're only, trying to focus on one game, so.
Right.
does move pretty good.
Yep. Well, for a couple amateur broadcasters, I think we're not doing too bad. So, although surprisingly, my phone hasn't rang from TSN or Sportsnet yet with the contract offer. I was expecting to have to pause or mute my phone or mute my mic and take a phone call for a contract offer, but I'll hold my breath and see what happens.
Well, you never know. One of them might retire.
Well, I think I'll stick to my day job.
I know I could tell you didn't want to do it during COVID.
No, yeah, that would not have been a fun job.
2 months locked in a hotel.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't imagine what the teams, the broadcasters, the crew that worked on that.
Yeah.
Right? 2 months of living in a hotel.
Well, now they're going around this way.
Come around the other
So I
side.
think given the struggles Jacques has had trying to chase that red with any kind of a hit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't mind this idea. 'Cause I think if you throw on the guard, they're going around.
Yep. Yeah, I would. Does he look a little tight here?
Yeah, he does.
I think he's on the guard.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
15-5, and he'd have been short.
So that would have been short. Yeah, he'd have been just maybe touching the house at best.
So maybe tightening up over there a little too. We haven't used that side as much.
Right.
Always
Yeah.
good.
And sheet 6 is finished play, so you got
Do that with
some,
11-5.
not as many players beside you. Is sheet 4 done as well?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Looks like sheet 4 is done.
Yeah.
So sheet 4, the final there, Balance versus Jenkins. Looks like Jenkins won that game. On sheet 4, 7-3 was the final for Jenkins over Balance.
Oh, chasing this again.
Calling him off right out of his hand, looking for the curl. We have not seen these curl down this path, so.
Nope.
He's
Move
going to catch a
on.
piece of it. Should have enough to get it out. Maybe.
Get it out.
Am I just
Not
stuck
quite,
around?
no.
Didn't stick around. No. Didn't kill
No, and the shooter did not stick around. So a bit of a mistake there.
it. Looked like the right weight, so it's just not curling the way they're thinking down
No.
there. Now he's going to make him chase him down that straight spot.
Yep. Still giving a good 3.5 feet of broom, though.
Yeah, the draws seem to get there at the end,
Yeah.
but they've had a fair bit of room coming by the guards too.
Yeah, they haven't been tight to the guards ever. And this one's going to be a hair deep for him, which is not what he wants.
Quite a bit deep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think perfect is half in the 4. Right around there.
Yeah, top 4 foot's a really ideal spot to get to.
Now you got a wall of guards up there. There's no easy run back.
Yep.
There's
Looks like Ryan's taking about a broom's width more.
double run back on the Reds maybe.
Looks like he's taking about a broom's width more than Peters gave his team. So interesting. Slightly different line here. Ryan Parent's really positive on his release there, which is important at
Room.
this point in the game.
Room. Easy. Got a curl. Got a curl.
Doesn't look heavy.
Wide open right now.
Yeah,
On
they're,
Jordan, keep
they're
going.
just not getting the curl he's
No.
expecting. He hasn't adjusted to what's happening on the ice.
Yeah.
Early in the game, it was moving enough there.
Yeah. What has he got, about a quarter, third of a rock buried?
Yeah, maybe a quarter, but same thing. Are they going to get the ice rate and the weight rate on this?
Right. To get there, yeah.
If you're a little high, you jam it on that back one.
Yep.
They need to be on the softer side to make sure they can get the curl at the end.
I might know a guy who's thrown a soft release in his time and
You could get that, Rob.
flustered.
They're tight with this one. Oh, they clicked it.
He did click it. Oof. Big mistake there.
Looked like beautiful weight. I didn't think they were panicking early on the sweep.
They didn't hit it right away, did they?
No. I mean, you're trying to come by within an inch probably, but. And now it gets more interesting.
Yes.
You get one half underneath here, it's pretty hard to chase.
Right. You get
There's
kinda
no good run
Christmas
back.
tree, half in the 8 foot, full in the 8 foot. That's a pretty nice spot to be. Sweeper's on it right away.
They're on it early.
Yeah.
Room even. Room.
No, it's
Calling
carrying.
room now. Looking for some curl.
Curl.
When you hit it hard like that early, you're going to take the curl out of it.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. A
Coming
little
right
worried
to
about
it.
weight or something.
Might have been.
No,
What does that leave? Well,
I think you can get.
can you get the double?
You can. Peel, you got to be real close to the guard.
Yeah.
But I think that's the shot to play.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like he's throwing something fairly firm.
Yeah.
He had one run a little straight, just a foot to the left of this a couple ends ago when he tried for that 3. So if he's throwing peel weight again, that looks like a little extra ice. So if he's just throwing solid normal, maybe pretty good.
Didn't overthrow it.
Yeah, so he's throwing to get a little curl to it.
Yep.
Now they're on it.
This is going. Did he clip the guard again?
Ooh.
Oh, he did. Wow.
It's the wrong way to miss that one.
That, yes.
He probably threw
Yep.
what a lot of people call control or bumper.
Never know.
'Kay.
Okay. What do we do?
Do you need a big fat guard at this point, or?
Yeah, you force him to come around the other way.
Part of me wants to do something like this.
Might have the run back now.
So that's always a little scary.
Do you jiggle things around on your own? I don't know if I like that.
Double stagger.
Usually results in setting up something for the other
Something.
team.
Yeah, right.
Is that too? Yeah.
And the problem with a tight guard is you take away any kind of run you might have to this other side. So
Right.
get there first isn't a bad play.
I don't know if there's a ton of margin on that though. If he just rolls into it. Here's not great, maybe. Yeah. As long as we cross it, are we okay? Even if we move around it, it'll be a tough triple.
You don't like.
You got to be careful coming in there setting up a triple.
That's, I think if you come around the out turn, it's pretty hard to.
Afraid,
Leave a triple. Yeah.
like, it's still going to be a tough shot if he makes it even in here, right?
You can
And
make
if
a
we're any
double,
type, he just plays
Yep.
that.
and then you draw for your 2. Like trying to get greedy here for 3, I think, might not be the optimal.
I guess if we hit it too
Play.
thin, that's really bad. He does this. So.
He has a little room on that guard now.
He does.
That if you
Yeah.
set it up even with the yellow, there's something there. But if you set it up even with the one on the button, I think you're pretty good.
What did he say? Okay. Yeah. The nose isn't the worst either. So yeah, let's make sure we roll no further than there.
I seem to want to stay on this side.
Sorry, that was saying max. Yeah. Right there, maybe graze this.
Yeah. Got to be careful you don't bump that one that's
Wanna
top
do
button to back
just
button.
through,
Right,
And
yeah.
then they can
put
freeze
back
on
line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
you. And if you roll apart underneath, you've lost your run back.
Yep.
Been running here, but I think if we get tight,
This isn't my favorite
crazy.
play, but
It'll be a careful one to manage. How's that?
they have been hanging them out on this side, and you're playing a couple feet more weight.
Yeah.
So what does that leave you if you hit it a little high?
Yeah, back 12 weights.
And you do what you talked about, which is pushing that top
Do it.
four into
About
the behind
really
back
behind
four.
tee,
Yeah.
and then you just give Peters an out.
You'd probably have some sort of a run back if you keep the angle good.
Sounds good.
I guess. Yeah.
Let's do it.
A little thick, and you kick that one just above the tee line. Well, you leave him a double then.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's a tricky shot. Of course, if the other team keeps ticking the guard, then everything works out pretty
No.
good.
And you have had 2 misses out of them in a row, so
Yeah.
Whoa!
calling room.
Trying to get the curl.
Yeah.
So
So I think this is going to do exactly what you called, which
a little
is
high.
push the little high, push it behind tee. Not ideal.
It's not.
Okay.
Let's see where that guard is in relation. Well, the angle's possible for the triple, but not great because I think that back red gets in the way.
Catches it, yeah. Peters is trying to line it up.
But if you try and play the freeze around the outturn side, those 2 yellows stayed in a pretty good line. If you get to the face of it, though, I don't know what he does.
Well,
He's tapping for one. But you're one up here. I'm sure he's thinking if he doesn't give him more than 2, he's got some sort of chance.
yeah.
I can't see on the overhead. Is the back red out counting that top one? Whatever he throws here wouldn't be.
Right. Oh, wrong one. Sorry. I was going to try and get tricky with the camera here, folks, but I screwed up, went to the wrong one.
So far they're not looking at the freeze, so. I think the problem
Okay,
with
transition that. There's your overhead shot, Terry. I don't know if that shows you anything now.
yeah, if you make the top double, you might jam that back one. You might
Okay.
get lucky and roll across the top of the
Transition
other
that.
one.
Back to a 1 here.
I would expect this to be coming with some steam on it.
Okay, transition back and you can follow the rock down.
Throw the heater, Ricky. See what
Calling
we-
it right away.
See what we get.
He's a hair inside nose. Triple. Okay. Well, Jake
Back
says a draw for 2 here.
right hit for 3.
Or, oh, you're right. Sorry, it is a hit for 3. Yes. Hit for 3. Okay.
So
I think it'll be.
I think you might have had to play the freeze on
Yeah.
that.
Let's do it.
I think a little.
That'd be-
Well, I figured that back one would jam, but
Right.
Just a
he
hair low
spun
on
the other
this
one across the top, so this isn't for 4.
10-5.
Ryan's got to be a little careful here. They've tended to be wide on these, so
13-5 on the last.
Yeah, he struggled with a couple down here, but they were peel weight.
right.
Hard! Hard!
Going hard. Looks like he got it going right from the start, but I think he's going to be okay. Just
right.
Good sweep.
Just right. Scores his 3. So a big 3 end for Ryan Jacques in the 7th end to go up by 2, 7-5 after 7 ends. I'll just take a quick lap around the scores here. Over on sheet 1, Maeda versus Dunham. They're tied up at 5, playing in the 8th end. On sheet 2, Johnson versus Mansell. They're standing in front of the scoreboard again. So,
I think it was 4-1 or
4-1, 4-0.
no, it was Ron got 1 there.
Did he?
I think.
Okay.
6.
Okay. And then on sheet 7 is Moser versus Adams. And I didn't see who scored here, but right now, before they mark it up, it's 4-1.
Left nice stuff down there.
Looks like there's a single scored by Moser. So it's 4-2 Adams over Moser in the 8th end coming home.
Thank you. Yeah.
And so Adams has Hammer coming home with the 4-2 score.
So we end up with the situation there where we had, you try a little too hard to force them to 1 and you end up forcing them to 3. Seen that happen a few times.
Yes.
It can, especially they got those overlapped guards and couldn't really get things going. One draw. So I would say if they end up playing this intern side over here coming home, you're probably going to see something that's a little bit heavier. They're throwing the draw up here now.
Now with the 5 rock rule, Terry, do you like coming right into the 4-foot here, or where do you like placing this first rock?
Mine's
if
really
you got
good.
the lead,
I think you got to play tight guard is pretty much.
Yeah.
Top button.
Especially with this center line guard rule.
Okay.
It's just too hard to defend without
Mine's really good.
getting something into the 4-foot.
14-6.
No, they're going to go hard because they're down 2,
Good
not
sweep. Nice
3.
spot.
Right?
Yep.
If you're only up 1, sorry, is what you go short. But
right.
in this situation, you're going in. They're going to get their 2 corners up. And then you hope you don't get into a jackpot later here. That one's a fraction deep, but not bad. I think you can pile another one in on top of it, full 8 or bite the 4-foot. So that was 14-6 coming down that side.
Okay.
So I think you just got to be a little careful now. If you're playing this intern coming home, it's going to be just a fraction heavier than the other one.
Just a touch heavier, yep.
Half in the 8. Full 8's good.
Thanks to my dad for sending the Toronto defeats Montreal 30-28 to go to the Grey Cup. So the Argos are going to be the East representative in the Grey Cup this year. Grey Cup coming to Calgary next year, I hear.
Calgary be cheering on whoever gets there.
Yep.
Mine's good.
Jake's looking to come in full 8-foot here, I think.
Little room.
Full 8.
15-4. Maybe.
Line looks pretty good. Hair wide, but.
So now you get the second rock down that path. It carries a little better.
It's right.
Peter's got a lead, has to put this directly across.
Yeah, even them up. Pretty good depth, maybe a foot or two too high for what they'd like, but if you get them squared up, like Rob said, you got a good chance.
Yeah. Is he looking a little light here?
Digging a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you can't peel yet.
No,
so
can't peel yet. You got to go one more in the house, or do you just put it tight?
I think tight's good here.
Tight's good.
If you're problem, if you go in the house, they can hit and roll behind one of them.
Right.
Line.
Tight.
Full 12. Bite to center.
So I think the key
Mine's good.
for Peters here on
Mine's
his next
tight.
one is going to be
Hard.
You try to move these around and get something
Tight as you
maybe
can.
off the button,
Line's good.
but keep the shooter
Right.
somewhere usable.
Okay, just full 12.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be in the house, but it does need
Yeah.
to be tight.
Good sweep, really good spot.
Okay.
16-1.
A little over curl there. So
Yeah,
Take
so
out
you're
the
looking
line.
for a hit and roll here. You don't even have to remove, you don't necessarily care about getting the Yellowstones completely out. You just need them
Yeah.
behind tee.
Yeah.
You're building the wall here.
you can throw solid hack or just to the board kind of weight here.
Yep.
Move things around a bit. You always need a little more than you think. He's indicating just through the house,
Okay.
which often doesn't get things behind the tee line. If you lose one yellow, you wouldn't be too upset.
Right.
It's a little different trying to get 2 or 3 here. you
Yeah.
know. They're just trying to get a deuce to win. So he'll take a little more chance to try and get something if you got a winning shot at the end. This looks pretty good.
Yeah, weight looks really nice.
But yeah, you see that weight just kind of leaves too much in front of the tee line.
Right. Yeah, so you wanted a bit more just to.
Peel this one for now.
A
That
little
guy's
more
not
wiggle.
doing much.
Okay, interesting. Ryan's just taking the simple, just peel the one. Not
Yeah.
going to go for the double,
He'll be third.
even though they are staggered. So,
Yeah.
The other guard's high enough that it's not as helpful.
right. Oh,
Yeah, let's try that.
Team's talking
oh,
into it.
okay. They heard me.
Go for
Curly
about
knows what
a
he's talking
10.5.
about up here, and
Yeah, I don't know.
you'd have played the simple peel and just
Up 2? I
Up
think
2.
so.
yeah,
Yeah.
play the scoreboard.
Because if you ever, now you could jam this over here, you roll too high.
Nine. Whoa.
Flash it.
Because the other guard's
Whoa.
the good guard.
Hard.
Right.
You just bumped him closer to
Good
the
throw,
rings.
Jordan.
Something closer. So,
It's a better guard
7-1.
now.
Yep.
Yeah. So now if you can come kind of close to nose-ish on this, again, I'd be inclined to play slightly more weight. Maybe they are playing hack to board on this. That ice is close.
Yep. Again, not panicked about removing the yellow ones. Just get them behind the tee line and build that wall.
Don't lose your shooter.
Is he a little tight on this?
Doesn't look like big weight. I think they're still okay.
Yeah. Okay.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Second shot now. 2 guards. You start sweating here. I think a little bit. You can try the run back double.
Yeah.
Straight peel. This one's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
That's
The corner.
I don't like running anything in. It
Yeah.
goes too
No.
easily into here.
no. I don't like the run back either. So, yeah, either just peel that guard.
This one,
I think that's the simple.
play the end. 7-5.
Masato, that's what you'd call peel the guard.
And that'll be interesting because you can go around the corner. You could freeze to the back one. You're going to have 3 shots left.
Hard.
Yep.
Clean. Whoa.
Always like to hear clean when you're a sweeper throwing or sweeping a peel rock.
Yeah.
Okay. Peter's looking to come in the house now.
I think that's my first reaction would be to do.
I think it's time to come
You
in.
just don't want to be up where you can leave a double. You can be
Right.
back 8 foot here is just fine because
Yep.
he's not gambling to freeze on you.
No, Jake's is going to hit the front rocks all day long.
Just gotta be careful too. If you try and get rid of that red, you gotta wiggle it back through the hole there, or you're gonna slash it into the one he's throwing now.
Oh, no. Yep.
You miss it, he goes around again. So you get one in here. Now you're sitting second and third. The corner.
It's looking like Jake's is going to have to throw his last rock here either which way. So
More than likely. Might play the run back on the red. A little quicker going to the edge. That looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's coming down. Should be just behind tee.
That's a real good spot for it.
Yep.
Lots of room to put another rock in there.
Yep. Calling the freeze.
A little scary. I mean, this is probably the play.
I would think so.
Yeah.
And you might get the double.
Might get the double, yeah. Yep.
And they still got the corner.
Yep.
So the other shot would be the run back, but you're going to roll towards the center line and
thin
confuse
half
things.
is really good. Even a little thinner is good. Like that.
Just don't want to get unlucky here and stuff it straight
right
on that.
6-5.
Right on shot rock, yeah. Yeah, so just throw it clean. Firm weight.
Hard.
A little tight right
Whoa.
off the hop.
Whoa.
No, looks good.
I get it
Got
across.
his peel, might get the top. Oh,
Got the
stuffed it.
stuff.
Got the top,
A little
that's the
unlucky,
main
but
bit.
really, at the end of the day, Jake still has a wide open 4-foot right now, which that's what you want if you got to draw to cut him down to 1 or draw for your single. You're in control.
Problem
So
is he can get a second one around that, or he can hit and roll there. If you come around again, he can come off his own
right,
or freeze. I don't mind the hit and roll in front of one of those. I like that call.
yeah,
You could just ignore it and draw to the other side too.
good.
Right now, you got
Yep.
2 more shots, but if he comes down and makes the freeze, you might not have a double.
Right.
So
If you do the hit and roll, there's
best-
potential that Jake's is throwing against the loss, or at least throwing against the tie, for sure.
well, I think if he does the hit and roll, he's going open. Right?
Okay,
I mean, you could try and roll behind,
good.
but if you don't get it right, you're setting up a double. I mean, the hit on the yellow is probably the best shot to try and secure 2.
Yep.
But you got to roll a little bit over towards those 2 yellows.
Yeah.
If you want to get your 3, I think you wrap one around.
You just draw in, freeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your play for 3. Oh, wow. We weren't able to show you this, folks, but over on sheet 7 there was a interesting in-off that I think they kind of came up smelling like a rose on a bit of a miss. So,
Killed a lot of stones.
yeah, killed a lot of rocks.
Okay, so they've
Looks like they're playing the draw.
Playing the draw again. I don't mind going for the win here. I think that's.
Well, we have seen a couple misses on draws, so
Yeah. This will hook in there for sure if they've
Should.
got the right weight.
weight looks pretty good.
Yep, sweepers like it.
It's coming in pretty
That
nice.
one's dug in on them. Leave it there then. It's actually not bad because you can't double off it.
No.
Left
You
a really
just,
good angle.
do you just peel the guard at this point?
I don't think you
Or
got
is
it.
that do any good for you.
You'd have to run it back if you're going to do anything. But I think he can see a corner of that. They didn't quite bury it. And if you can play like hack weight, you chip it out.
Chase it, chip it out.
And sit 2 over there.
Yeah.
You'll jiggle your own over the other side.
Worst case scenario, you're tight and you roll off the guard and you still roll in for second shot.
How did you roll in?
You got to roll in, yeah. Yeah, you have to roll in there.
Yeah.
You can't see a lot of that rock, but
no,
you can see enough.
This is where you're going to get the most curl, I think, starting off the center line.
Yep.
Yeah. I think it'll go pretty high.
Looks like we got a final on sheet 1, but they didn't mark up the score in the 8th end, so I can't tell you who won between Maeda and Dunham. And it's handshakes on sheet 7. Adams beats Moser on sheet 7.
Roll into the side of the yellow. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So Adams was a 4-2 winner, ran him out of rocks on sheet 7.
Flared that back a touch.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Trying to be really positive on his release and might have flared it a bit.
Weight on this.
It's curling.
I'd say the weight is definitely up from what he wanted.
Just had enough to chip it out, so I think he really would have liked to keep his shooter around there, but
good sweep.
Got the main objective anyways. And
now you got to hem and haw. If you really want your 3-8 again, you got to go around the guard. But it's less likely, but you can make a perfect hit and roll there too. The angle's actually a little flat. You'd rather be throwing this with something soft.
Right.
And you probably need closer to normal here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to make that roll, I think you got to be at least normal.
Which feels a bit dicey. I don't know. They just decided to throw the draw with their thirds last.
Well, you did just see it, so.
Yeah. Hit and roll's a great shot. It's just less probable.
Yep.
And in these, well, you know, with the 5 rock, you got a chance to steal in the extra.
Yep.
But percentages still say
Hammer.
the other team's winning.
Hammer's winning it. Looks like he's playing the hit and roll here.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good way to try and make sure you maybe get your 2. As long as you don't roll to just the wrong spot and leave them in a simple double. But it would be nicer to be able to play this one with, like, just to the bump weight.
Right.
And the angle just, I don't think, gives them
Doesn't
that.
quite let you do that. Yeah.
That's a big shot. See if he can pull it off.
Sweepers are on it right away.
Yeah, looks a little snug.
Yeah. Oh.
Now trying to go the other way.
Go the other way. Okay. Really going. Wow. That was a big late finish. But achieved the objective.
Yeah, I didn't see what weight he called, but where he put the broom, I thought he was going to have to throw a little more weight. Maybe just softened it a bit. But sets him up okay for his deuce.
Yeah.
nose hit. And they'll need a nose hit back.
Nose hit back, yeah. There's no double here, so.
And we get to keep talking.
And
9-5. Right on the nose is good. Yep.
maybe we can get you one more original 16.
Yeah, that's up to you. I'll go for nose.
Going to
9-5.
overtime.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Hit the broom and throw the right weight.
Hard. Hard.
Brushes
Hard.
on it.
Hard.
He'll be close to nose here. Yeah, right on nose. Yeah,
Sweet.
it's good. All right. Nose hit, and we'll take us to an extra end.
Rinse and
Yeah,
repeat.
making him shoot for it.
Objective achieved.
Good.
I don't think the jam would hurt,
Sounds good.
other than if he rolled out, but I think he's got enough of the 8 foot over on
Yeah,
the
I
other
think
side.
so, yeah.
You just don't want to be high side.
No.
Go. Nice clean. Now he's on it.
Yeah. Should be pretty close here. He's curling a bit, but I think he'll be okay. Not going to roll out. So.
Yeah, that's fine. Good shot.
All right. Score of 2 by the Peters team to tie it up and take us to an extra end. So we'll stick around for one more with you guys. And they look like they think they're just going to do draw to the button. They're not going to play the extra end. Oh. They're taking all
Or
the
they're
rocks back. Okay.
Playing it to the home end.
Playing it to the home end. All right.
That's the Manitoba way.
All right. Well, if you want to do that, fine. Makes it simple for our camera operators. They don't have to switch the cameras because we're playing it back the same way. They're taking all the rocks back down, guys. So set up the end the exact same way you set up the last one. So just go back to your 1 on both cameras. There we go. And so just transition and then go to away cam. There you go.
Well, we definitely hit the over with those last couple ends.
Yes, we did.
What was the line on Bodog? I think it was 9.5.
Was it? Okay.
Might get more curling bets right than my college football bets today.
Oh, there you go. All right.
It wasn't going well, really.
Just talking to a friend in the lounge who bet on the U.S. presidential race. I didn't realize he could bet on the U.S. presidential race either, but
Absolutely.
But apparently you can bet on that as well.
Yeah. Okay, looks like everybody's had a quick break and we're ready to go.
Yep.
I guess we'll try and see the double guards here. Key with the first one, get a piece of that center line so
Yep.
they can't tick it off.
Looking for a 1 guard here.
Yeah, sweeper's made a call partway down.
Yeah.
Got a piece of the line.
A little deeper than he went. It's kind of in that
Yeah,
middle no man's land, but
But with that no-tick rule, if you get the second one on there,
You're doing okay. Yeah.
you are leaving a double later, but at least you got a couple.
My team always asks me which one I'm going to throw, and I say I'll let you know when it finishes down at the other end which one I threw, the
Line's
one or
good.
the three.
Line's good. Just full four is really good.
Ryan's coming into the 4 foot, hopefully,
Yeah, easy.
is the plan.
Looks like it's steaming a bit.
14-2. I think right here. Just here.
He's a little hot.
Okay.
That's definitely deeper than you wanted.
Not ideal. It's a trickier one to throw now. You're going to the other side of the sheet.
Yep.
And there is more room here to bite a piece of the center line. Going hard on this one.
Yeah. It doesn't look heavy.
No, it looks,
It's going to be,
I think he's going to be really
gonna
good.
get by. Should be pretty good.
That's a good sweep. Very good sweep.
Yeah. Top four.
Good
It's
spot.
not too bad. So Jake's really wants to stay on top of T-line here.
Yeah, and then you'll try and open it up.
Line's good. Bit of room. Got to curl a bit. Wider path. Wide open right now. Half in the 4.
Asking for half in the 4. I
That
think
one's
he's
gonna
going to
be
be short,
short.
though.
Yeah, 16-7.
So might be a little bit of fatigue playing in there for, is that Ethan?
Yeah, an opportunity here for sure for Peters.
Yeah, it's it's a lot messier than Jake's would like it to be. So
Cluttered up front.
I think you're going to see some peels happening fairly quick here.
Close enough together. If you hit him right, there is a triple peel there.
Is there? Yeah, there would be.
Well, high side, you might not lose your shooter.
But it'll be pretty high at least.
Yep. You got to make it.
That'd be a James Wenzel special, just throwing the peel against Terry Meek on a Wednesday night.
I think that's this Wednesday.
That's this Wednesday. Are we playing, you guys? We might be.
Yep. 14.
So he's going to shade just behind T-line. Well, covered the pin. Okay.
Cross face. Get them all.
Yeah.
6-5.
Crossface should get them all.
7/8.
Just playing across the face is a tough spot to get over the line with that center line.
Right.
Yeah.
Call them off right away. This
No.
might just be a peel.
Just clean.
Yeah, just peel it off.
Okay.
So now you got a chance to put a little better one up there.
Right.
Just a few feet higher maybe.
Yep.
I don't think you want to risk coming in. He's going to keep hitting, so.
Yep.
But if you can cover a fraction of that.
Yeah, if you're just a one guard, you're pretty happy.
You got to
here.
cover the red, because if you don't, he makes the double peel on
Right.
the red yellow. Chatting with each other about the weight to make sure they're all on the same page.
Yep. Yeah, you've really got your opposition on the ropes right now, so you just need 6 more imperfect shots, including this one, I guess. Got to get it there. Can't leave it light. Should be across.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Never a doubt.
Real good spot.
Yep.
Stu into the yellow. 6-5, about 3/4.
Get into the yellow, you might even get lucky and
Right. Run it back onto the red.
so it looks
On
like
the
he's
pin.
playing the out turn this time. Which I think is easier to hit it in the right side.
Whoa.
Might have been a little flare out on his
Hard!
jammed. That's not what he wanted.
Maybe tried a little too hard for the yellow back there.
Yeah.
Now it's some clutter. You put another one up.
I was going to say, don't you just throw another
sync
red
around.
guard, tickle in the center line somewhere high?
Yeah, he's got a single run back on that one on the left-hand side of center.
Does.
So I don't
Cover
think
that a
you want
hair.
to leave that.
Yeah.
If you can get, well, almost split the center line again.
Yeah.
Just past the yellow.
Yeah.
Makes
Touch
it-
center.
Makes it hard to run back in on anything.
This looks pretty good.
Yeah, he wasn't
Should
trying to tuck it.
just-
I think
Just touch center. Not
maybe,
quite.
He maybe should have tried to tuck it a little bit, and then I
Yeah.
think that other run, it's a little harder, or edge to edge with the yellow.
Right.
Getting all 3 reds would be good. Also good if you go across the face, get 3 that way.
I think he's got to play that one that was just thrown. It's
Right.
you got to give yourself a little bit of play here.
Do you want to
Yep.
take a look at the angles, see what you like?
Even if you make 2 of the reds,
Kind of like this, but just want to make sure.
Yeah,
you
at least
roll
2 of the
far
reds
enough.
need to go away here, right?
the high
But it's not just
yellow,
another guard.
then you can get around it. It's far
Yeah.
enough up, you could probably tap that button rock.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah, we might get 2, but not. I think you can get it far enough. I mean, we can use it. Yeah, 6-5 will do. Yeah, 6-5, you'll roll far enough. Let's do it.
Okay, calling the peel weight.
Yeah, you catch it right here. I think you can spill all the reds,
Can you get 'em
or
all?
if you get it skinny, you might even just get the 2 reds and it's back into the house somewhere.
And that's okay too.
I think there's more good things can happen. You want to get at least 2 of them moving though. It's
Yeah.
getting pretty cluttered up there.
Yeah. This is not the end they envisioned coming into it.
No.
Whoa. Close. Hard.
Calling the audible here.
Yep.
Oh.
We got the backup shot,
Gets it
which is
off
pretty
the
good.
That's a big sigh of relief for Ryan Jacques getting that off the pin.
Still not a terrible spot for Peters, but
Right.
it sure opens up a lot more territory
Yes.
for Jacques.
Yeah, that one yellow guard is high enough that he should have a draw around it at some point if he needs it, but
Yeah, I would think they'll get all the way to button with this.
yeah.
Well, Jake's team has had a little struggle on this side of the sheet trying to get the
They
curl enough.
have. This line looks pretty good. Just how deep they can take it. Looks like it's coming in pretty nice.
Yeah, good
Puts him
spot.
back on the button. Good spot.
Like
So-
7-5. 3/4 is really good. Just get it out of the 4-foot.
Yeah, open up this side.
If don't make contact, it's a problem, but Parent's been making a bunch of these today, so.
Yeah, he hasn't missed too much on the hits, has he?
No.
Hard! Hard!
Might have been a hair tight. They called him on right away.
Hard!
Oh. And got rid of the
just
tight.
good enough.
Well, he got him off the button at
got
least.
rid of the
but
nibbler at the back. That might have been his saver.
yeah,
I think you got to get in here. Yeah.
yeah. The saving grace for Jacques right now is at least it's both of his rocks up front, so it's not terrible. But that certainly was a miss and not the intended outcome.
Yeah, when you're living on runbacks all day, you're going to miss the odd one.
Yep.
It's an interesting spot for him. If you come around to the button, you almost make the run back target wider.
Bigger, easier, yeah.
And if you don't get in towards the button, they might even try and beat you there.
Right.
You can't leave too much of that red showing. That guard's so high. They
Right.
can definitely get it
They
out.
can get to it, yeah.
I think you got to make up your mind here whether you're kind of guarding or. Yeah, it looks like they're playing it as a semi-guard here. Yeah.
So he just wants a bit of a Christmas tree.
Yep.
Full 8, touch 8. Definitely needs to tuck a piece here.
Yeah, if you get half behind, you're pretty good. Looks like. Back on the clean. I like to see the brooms down.
They're by the guard. This looks a little hot. Coming into full 4, touch button here.
They might have wanted to sweep that and rub off and stay higher.
Yeah.
That was a bit of a mistake.
Yeah, you've left a bigger target now for this run back.
Well, or can you get
follow
to it?
Really nice. That would be good. It's kind of all or nothing. Like if I hit one of the guards, it's game over. He puts one right there.
I don't know if I love doing that.
Do you like the slash?
They just
into the
threw it.
pocket?
They just threw it and they played a couple down that line, so
Right.
they should be pretty close. But if you don't get the right one, like if you only get the one on the right, now you left one dead on the button. They can go
Decent amount of
tight
margin, but
top
I can even
12,
get it
and
off this one a
how do
little
you
bit.
get
How
it?
do you get there?
Yeah, I just don't know the exact line with this one. And even to get through the hole, we're getting close to hitting this one anyways.
They're talking about trying to come through
Like
the hole.
to
So
make sure we're through the hole.
that high yellow.
I was giving us a chance. Even if we stick it
Pretty
here,
good
we can
lawn.
use it. So, but let's get it right into the crotch there.
Or you go off a little bit.
Yeah. So it's perfect.
Make sure we hit this one first.
Exactly.
Okay, back to the run back.
Fine.
Yep.
Ideally, he's like thick 3/4. Yep.
Well, if you
So
make
you're
this,
pretty
I
straight.
think
Just
you win.
7-5.
So make it right.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get too cute and try and make sure. I
Not
think
at
the one on the
moment.
button's the one you got to try and make sure you get contact
Yeah.
with.
Yeah, I think there's some like. Don't mind the hole. Well, yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah. Because they're both precise. Yeah, the hole looks a little better from down here.
If you take the guard, you open it up
Yeah. Well, you really want to get through, though.
He thinks he can come through the.
Yeah, it looks a little nicer from down there.
Yeah, not a fan of changing the shot from the other hack, but at least he's come back to this end.
Right.
Yeah, maybe
And they're going to talk it through.
11-5.
Can he get to the shot, Rock, though?
11-5.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's thinking he kind of wiggles off.
I don't see a 10-5 for sure. Yeah, let's do 11-5 on this.
Through, I think he hits it.
I think we'll hit this one for sure still. Yeah, this spot's pretty straight. It's not going to get much movement, I don't think. Hair more than that.
I think that's the issue.
Okay.
Is the spot is pretty straight. Are you going to get enough curl, you know, when you get by that top guard?
Yeah.
You tickle that yellow on the left, you're not in very good shape.
No. 'Cause then you know a big fat red guard's coming right down afterwards, and how do you get there?
It's good.
Yeah, you put it anywhere in the house in front of those two, and you got them. But if you get through the hole, life is good.
Yes. No run back's easy, so.
Whoa. Clean. Hard.
Looks close.
Whoa. Whoa.
Close.
Very close.
Girl. Girl.
Got
Close.
through.
That's pretty good. Great shot.
Nice shot.
Very nice.
Good sweep. Probably hair heavy, hey?
A little more weight than yeah. He said a hair heavy.
Yeah, thanks.
Shot, Rock, buried.
Is that like it?
Well,
How does
I
how
think you
does
got to
Peters follow that?
come through the hole and do the same thing.
Do the same thing. But they're welded, aren't they? So you got to hit it with a bit more weight.
I think the weight that he just threw would be plenty.
Is that enough? Yeah, okay.
But I don't think it was ideal to get through the hole. If you got something a little softer, you get more curl at the end, and then you know you're going to get more to the top.
Yep.
I think that would be. It would also make Jake's shot a little different. Next time, he'd probably have to choose the draw.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he can get it out if he copies what went on, or is a little softer and gets more to the nose.
Right. They're just calling a back line, talking about back line anyways.
A little harder to control.
Yeah. See if we can pick up from this other microphone here.
Yeah, it's interesting how some shots look better from one end.
You could probably see just about the entire rock and
Yeah.
on that side, hey?
Yeah. I was like, oh. Alrighty then.
I think I like the whole thing. It's just because, like, you can roll to the spot. Right?
Broom's in pretty close to the same spot.
Yeah, there's not a ton of tolerance on either side. I think if you're a little softer and you need to move it, I think you got a better chance from the hog line in to get it to curl.
Yep.
Probably like to see something more like hack or that range rather than that solid board. Well, here we go. Trying to get it to curl.
Yeah, calling the curl right away.
It's real close.
Looks like he's got through. He's through.
Great shooting.
Yeah.
And sitting two.
Okay.
So now the angle changes a little bit again. So I'd say more or less the same if he
Same
gets
shot,
through.
I think. Yeah.
Or do you just draw full
Or
forefoot?
you draw full four. Well, you did just throw it, so.
Yeah. How many times does lightning strike? But
Right.
he'd have to go out a little bit on the outturn side, well, either side, to get to full four. But it's you'd probably be in good pebble there.
Yeah, should be.
For 11-5 here.
So interesting.
more.
So he threw it pretty firm last time.
Just took a bit more ice.
He
Maybe he's
said-
going to throw a hair less weight.
He said 11.5. So
Okay.
it's board, but I think he was strong board last time.
Okay. Well, this is where, as a career lead, I just shut up and get the broom ready and let him throw.
Just a shade more. Yeah.
Took just a shade more again. Interesting. Okay.
Looks like a little less weight.
Yeah. Sweeper's on it right away.
This one's going a bit.
Yeah. I think he's good, though. Yep, he's good. Great shot. Called and made.
Apparently that was an easy shot.
Apparently. All right. And that was Team Jakes over Team Peters. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. We've got another game coming up at 6 o'clock tonight. 6:30 p.m., sorry. The next game's at 6:30 p.m. That's Team Dunham versus Team Johnson. Team Dunham was our semi-final, I guess they lost the final to McEwen last year, and Robbie the Jet Johnson is a local curling legend, so it should be a great game. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Terry.
Cheers.
Great game. Appreciate it. Thank you.